Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this day 2, game 4 of the Lone Star Open. I'm joined by an auspicious gentleman of much renown, Mr. Dustin Henshaw. Hello, my man.
How's it going? Much renown. You're complimenting me far too much, sir. I am just pleased to be in your glorious presence for this day of 40K.
I'm also but just a humble vessel of communication to our wonderful community. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got 2 wonderful games for your viewing pleasure. What you see on the screen right now is 2 OG badasses from days of yore, who you may or may not know, Mr. Frankie GM Puppy Papa and Steve Reedy, aka Goat Boy, playing off on our table. I think it's table to run down here. Give it, Dustin, if you can for us, tell us what the guys are playing, what mission they're on today, and yeah, what do you see so far?
Yeah, absolutely. So Frankie and the man Go Boy himself are playing the Scouring, everyone's favorite mission. So I
Oh
know
my
they're
god,
really excited to
yeah.
be playing this. Frankie, of course, still running his sisters, and I believe Go Boy is bringing Death Guard. We have been seeing a lot of Death Guard this weekend already, and they're doing really well.
Man, it really seems like Texas is a Death Guard meta. It's just a
What?
Death Guard
Seriously?
meta. They're everywhere. But it's legit. They're going the distance. They're hanging in there as they are right now. You know, multiple, I think it's 4 or 5 lists going undefeated day 1 out of our 21 undefeated players. There's a decent proportion of Death Guard. As the scores sit right now, these guys have no chill. They know no chill. They did not wait for us in any matter, and nor should they. You know, get the games done, guys. There's a lot on the line here for these 2 gents. They're both wanting to be, back in their heyday. These 2 men are people who have crushed it in years gone by. And it's been a couple of editions possibly between drinks for them at the top tables. So especially for Frankie, who's taking some time off to run Frontline Gaming, etc., etc. And if you want to know who Goat Boy is, just look at the logos that you see on freaking any event.
Yeah,
Any
that's him.
caricature, that's his work. He's an artist of great renown, of great talents as well.
He's absolutely
Um,
incredible an artist too. I love seeing all his
absolutely.
work.
We able to get the full table shot, please, in the production booth? We'll give the guys the synopsis of the entire table as it is in play. But yeah, tell us about. So we're playing the Scouring. What are these 2 gents taking for their secondaries?
It looks like Frankie's taking engage in all fronts, bring it down, and raise the banners high. So those are I think, pretty standard, especially for the style of list. Bring it down. He obviously got a lot of vehicles on their side. Raise the banners is actually, it's a little risky to do on the Scouring because the objectives are so close together, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
little easier to contest them. But Death Guard don't like to move out too far, so I like Frankie's secondary in that one, and it looks like Goat Boy has taken spread the sickness, the standard Death Guard one, grind them down. He thinks he's going to kill more because Death Guard are obviously a little bit more durable than sisters, and engage on all fronts as well. So they are both going to be spreading out on the field a lot. And because Goat Boy took engage on all fronts, that does make me worry about the banners for Frankie. But it's still it's an
Yeah,
interesting choice. I'm excited to see what he's going to do with it.
you're absolutely right. Now, we will tell you guys that right now the scorecard is not reading true and correct.
Yes.
As you see it live right now, we've got Joe Adeptus Mechanicus. It's Mr. Thomas Reedy is Goat Boy, so that is from a different game. I can give you the scores for him right now, though. We have it up on a separate screen. Yeah, Thomas playing Death Guard, like you said, spread the sickness, grind them down, and engage on all fronts. Look, the Scouring means you need to move out of deployment zone. You need to get on your bike. You need to
Hmm.
get moving around. Spread the sickness is a good one, I think, here, because as soon as you get on one of these objectives, I think it's a better version of raise the banners in this mission,
100%.
especially.
It is
Yeah,
definitely a better version of it.
just a better version of raise the banner because you just walk up, bang, pop it, take D3 mortals, especially if you've got Porkswalkers, whatnot, and you got the points in the bank. You don't have to continue to fight, scratch, and claw to
Hmm.
maintain them. You want to give us a little bit of a rundown of what Thomas is bringing? Then I'll run down what Frankie's got.
I'm having trouble bringing up the list right now. If you have the
No,
detail
no
one.
problems whatsoever. I got this. I got this in the bag. We have a inexorable battalion detachment. First up, he has
Mhm.
a Death Guard Chaos Lord, bare bones, just a Ferric Blight. He's his Warlord. Then he's got a Malignant Playcaster with Miasma, Gift of Contagion, Arts Contaminated in addition. Then he's got 1, 2, 3 units of 10 Poxwalkers, min maxed. No need to go further. 1 chunk unit of Blight Lords, all with axes and combi bolters.
Mhm.
And what we got is a 400-point unit. So I'm assuming this is a 10-man, but 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a 10-man. Then he's got 2. 2 double Volkite Contemptors. I'm a huge fan of those in Death Guard armies. I think they make the second best or even equal best, as long as he has the ubiquitous Tallyman, which he does, and then around out the rest of those lead slots, he has 2 units of 3 Death Shroud Terminators with the additional Plague Spurt on the Sergeant. Rest of his list is a 1 single unit of 3 Mephitic Bloodhalls. That's a chunk, expensive 420-point unit, and a single PBC. Now, why I like seeing a single unit of 3 Mythic Bloodhalls is because all of a sudden they make a very good while we stand with Fire Target. And if you want to break it down in this light, it'll be 10, Blightlord Terminators, an exceptionally hard unit to get rid of. In addition to getting rid of all 3 Mythic Bloodhalls in one go is a very hard thing to do for a lot of armies. Maybe not for like 5 Las Cannon Chickens. Admittedly, nothing's difficult for that unit, anti-tank wise. But as soon as you lose 2 of them, the third one just goes and runs onto a backfield objective and just sits there all game, and it's cool. You don't get the full points. So I'm a fan of this list. I think it's well constructed, and of course the last of his 3 being the PBC. Like the points difference between the first 2 and then the third one being the PBC means that he can play to the last, which I thought would have been a pick for him in this game. But seeing as he hasn't does that, he must be onto a good thing anyway. He's probably got some much better plans. My man, what do you think of this list? How do you think it's going to go? And do you think this is a good or bad mission and good or bad matchup for this one?
I think actually, in terms of the 2 lists that we're seeing right now, the Death Guard actually have a bit of an advantage because of their durability is a lot better than the Sisters in general, and the Scouring forces you to just you're going to be close to each other no matter what you do if you're trying to win primary. Which, let's face it, you got to win primary to have a good chance of winning the game, right? And Death Guard just have that staying power, especially that 10-man block. And I can see why. Like, I understand what you're saying too with why we take to the last, because this list definitely does to the last very well. But because it's the Scouring, he wants those units to be aggressive. He's gonna need those units to be going forward, because if he doesn't, he's gonna be at a disadvantage, because that 10-man block has to move forward. That is going to be his aggression.
Yeah. Absolutely right. And I suppose when you look at this game I'll go out for Frankie's list first before I talk about the matchup. Get a bit before the gun. Frankie is beast, and he's playing a very intriguing list. Starts off with Argent Shroud, single detachment Argent Shroud, Morven Vile, and a Palatine. Morven Vile having to be the Warlord. Palatine has Saint in the making for the additional Warlord traits, and Dominant Belief for the Warlord traits. And then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of 5 Battle Sisters with a single multi-melter in each one to take full value, extract full value from that Argent Shroud reroll. Then he's got 1 unit of Sacrosanct. These guys having the Maces, just keep them secret, keep them safe. They're just there to block off for Morven Vile, keep her safe as well. 1, 2, 3 of Celestians, also with a single multi-melter in addition. So that is, what do we got? Up to 11 multi-melters, yeah? No, not 11, sorry, with the 9 multi-melters, apologies. Then he's got a single Dogmata, a single unit of Dominions with 4 Stormbolters, a single unit of 5 Zephyrim, and then 1, 2, 3 Retributor squads with all with 4 multi-melters and 2 Cherubs. And then rounding us out, he has an auxiliary. And this one has an Argent Shroud unit of 1, 2, 3, 4 Mortifiers, and that's his real counterpuncher unit. Yeah. This is why he didn't take to the last, and I was going to extrapolate on that, because Goat Boy's built into to the last really, really, really well. But when you're facing down like 20 multi-melters, 20 multi-melters, you just don't take it. You just can't pick it.
Well, it makes sense too, because of the MSU style that Frankie's taken. Grind them down is actually a better pick in that category anyway, because I believe grind them down is the same as to the last, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly right. And this one, when Frankie is just so extreme on his MSU, 100%, that's where you go with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Frankie's shaking the board. He's just got that fist lean over there. He's just like so keen.
He's excited. He's got his turn going. He's moving up all his sisters. Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah. Hip thrusting. Pushing up the board. He's going for it. Secondaries are up to date on these. I'm just going to get a quick call of those. Where are we sitting right now, score wise?
It looks like nothing has been scored yet. I think we must be the top of turn 1 then.
Yeah, perfect. Right at the top of 1. Looks like Frankie got the jump on him. He's going first. And with seeing as Frankie got what I think is the weaker side of the board terrain-wise, this is a thing you maybe want to talk about for a minute. He needed to get on his bike and get moving up here. Especially this being the Scouring, you want to spread your influence along 3 objectives really quick and force your opponent's hand. Force him to do and make some decisions, possibly make some mistakes. My man, what do you think of the terrain layouts here? What do you think of this player place terrain aesthetic or list or choice by Frontline Gaming? And how's it played out on this table?
Well, anyone that has listened to the Sutter Scrub podcast knows how I feel about what they're doing right now at this tournament, because I love the idea that they're doing with this player place terrain. So it's still like kind of standard set terrain that are a couple sets for different tables, but it's because it's player placed. It not only does it give another level of strategy to the game, because you're going to be trying to either mess up your opponent with their deployment, with their terrain, or kind of give you make it even more even, so both players, you don't need to worry about it too much. But it also makes the first roll off to pick sides actually matter, and I love that, because it makes it just it adds another level to the game, which we didn't have when the tables were all symmetrical. And don't get me wrong, I love the symmetrical terrain. I like being able to plan for that kind of thing, but I prefer making players think on their feet a lot more, and that's what this terrain pack is actually doing for them. And I really hope that any feedback we get for it is going to help us just perfect it to that point, because I think this is where we can go for competitive terrain placement in the future.
I 120% agree. I don't like homogenous tables. I don't like, I don't like not mattering which table you end up on being a thing, and just every table's the same. I mean,
Yep.
at that point, why switch tables? You just stay at the same table
Exactly.
for like half the event. The other guy stays at the same table for another different half of the event, and you just never move. And that's actually easier on most people having to move around and stuff, especially these huge convention halls that we're probably going to end up being in. But I like the terrain meaning, mattering, having a big influential play on the game. It adds another level of nuance and strategic
Yes.
intrigue especially into a call of the game as well.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
the body language of these two gents. They're gonna have sore backs.
Yeah. This is
uh, but yeah, I haven't seen anything really been picked up. Oh, sorry. Goat Boy has his unit of Blight Lords on the line, not behind any terrain whatsoever. Looks like they've been what's investing in early one by Frankie, and that is absolutely the right choice. Get that unit down. That is going to be the best unit for clearing mass sisters every turn for him. And seeing as the terrain is a little bit light on Frankie's side of the board, the Volkites are actually going to be a bit of a nuisance as well, seeing as they won't have to be going into 2-up saves because a lot of these sisters being in cover. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 7 Blight Lords in that block right now, unless that is like, 2 units of Death Shroud. No, they're not. They're Blight Lords. 100% they're Blight Lords. I can see the models.
Oh, definitely.
He's lost 3 of that unit, of that 10-man odds already. And what I'd expect, though, I would have expected those to be a little bit up from where they are inside that L, going through that L with a big chunky charge early, drawing Morven Val out, drawing the Mortifiers out for things like the Contemptors, like the Methodics to really pick on with those multi-melters. And then because you can't ignore them. From Frankie's point of
No.
view, you get them, like Goat Boy gets them in deep into your lines, and like, holy crap, this is really bad. I need to invest all my counter assault units ASAP, which starts to bleed on him early. And that's what Death Guard want to do. They want you to have you investing and over investing very early. And on top of that, that's like, he chucks out that 10-man. 40 shots, give him rerolls to hit from a Chaos Lord, and then chuck the Veterans Long War strat on him, which is 2 CP now. But then he's got 40 shots wounding on 2s against bodies that aren't in cover. You clear a lot of 3-up save, a lot of sisters bodies with that many shots.
Yeah, he's going to clear a lot of that. The thing is, too, I don't know if he's trying to put those up there because he wants Frankie to put all the shots in the Blight Lords there, because they are the biggest counterpunch that he has for the sisters. But I feel like he must have a plan. He wants them to hit them. They are durable. Don't get me wrong. Just the amount of firepower that Frankie's going to put into them, and he knows that is going to be the unit that he needs to take down. He's taking advantage of the situation right now because they are on the line. They're in the open. This is the time to try and do as much damage to them as possible, because
Exactly
they're
right.
a threat.
I'm not seeing any Contemptors anymore. When we joined this game, I saw 1 Contemptor on the board that just got picked up, and another one, if the second one isn't in reserve, and I probably doubt it is, that's been picked up as well. So some good lanes of fire being discovered by Frankie. He's managed to get with 3 units of Retributors. What more are you going to say? 3 units of Retributors with Argent Shroud and 2 Cherubs.
They
Morven Val
just
sticking
thrash
around,
those.
spanking him. Going first for Frankie is going to be really big here. Might be the tail of the game when it's all said and done. I do hope not. I think there's still a huge amount of tools in the hands of Goat Boy. And I'm not seeing any of his Death Shroud on the table either. Maybe there's 1 unit of Death Shroud sitting just below the Methodics, but I think that is 2 individual characters, and that's another character to the top right of them as well. Because I think he's got those. I think he's got the 3
Those
characters.
look like characters, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we just had an update,
Ooh.
guys. Junior Aflehi, the Blood Angels hopeful, took an L, a very close L versus Admech. Yeah, I think it was in round 3 yesterday. It possibly was round 2 if I'm getting my times. It's a bit of a haze, guys. Bit of a
That's
haze for
fair.
me.
That's fair.
And yeah, Richard, could you check the stream chat for us? The And so Junior took an L, and unfortunately he's on table 14 right now. His opponent's not here, and Junior's nowhere to be seen. So hopefully Junior is okay. Hopefully he's doing just fine. Hopefully he's just unwell or unable to present today, and nothing untoward has happened. But that's an interesting little piece of intrigue. Junior is he's in our top 10 ranked ITC players in the world right now. Top 20 ranked ITC players in the world. So yeah, let's
That's a
hope
little
he's
sad.
okay, and there's nothing untoward happening there.
Somebody check the
He's a
bathrooms.
damn good man. He's such a stid can.
Check the bathrooms, guys. Make sure he's okay.
uh, Exactly right. We just Sino King 02 has just asked what's in the sisters list. It is a single detachment Argent Shroud. I'm just going to smash that real quick. Morven Var Palatine, 6 units of 5 sisters, each with a single multi-melter. 3 units of 5 Celestians, each with a single multi-melter. A single unit of Sacrosands to keep all the characters safe. A Dogmata, 1 unit of Dominions, 1 unit of Zephyrim, 3 units of 5 Retributors with 4 multi-melters and 2 Cherubs, and a single unit of 4 Mortifiers in an auxiliary support detachment. So it's just min-maxed to the
Mhm.
absolute nines, his
Yeah.
multi-melter efficiencies. It's doing really well. He's 3-0, and right now I'd say he's got the upper hand versus Goat Boy.
Oh, absolutely. He's doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. And I'm pretty sure that we did see those dreads on there earlier, and they are not there anymore. So I swear there was both of them on the table. So I think
Yeah,
they're both
same.
dead.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty sure they were both there, and now they're both not there, which is
Yeah.
a bit of a shocker. But that's no big deal. He can make that up. They're only sisters' bodies, and in all honesty, sometimes it's okay to lose your mech early if you get to
Mhm.
pick up the anti-mech stuff later. Like it's a bit of a duality that Goat Boy's got going on. He's got a bunch of mechanized, or tank-based units, being PBCs, 3 Methitics, 2 Contemptors, but then he's also got this density of Terminators, which require the same profiles to remove. So you
Mhm.
can really stretch your opponent in a lot of ways. I do think not hiding the Blight Lords might be an issue. It looks like he's lost half the unit now. Man, just so many multi-melter shots. I think that's the end of his shooting phase, though. We're seeing Frankie just dial up, checking his phone. Might be going to go into the bottom of turn 4 Goat Boy. He needs to go straight for the throat here.
Yeah.
He can't take another shooting phase like that.
Yeah. Here he goes. He's moving those Blight Lords up. They have to get in there right now. But I love what Frankie's actually done because he has the MSU style. He can't just rely on one unit, just sit on the objective because they're easily taken off. So he's actually spammed all the objectives with all of his MSU.
Yeah, exactly right. Now there is a couple of ways. So Frankie's got a really strong center, but his 2 flanks are really quite weak. The
Mhm.
issue, I would love to have seen Goat Boy just have one flesh mower in here, because if you could just
Yeah.
hit a flank with a flesh mower right now, it would really divert a lot of influence and a lot of resources from what Frankie wants to do. He's gone right up the guts. I love this. I think this is the only real play he has. Everything goes up the guts. Get everything firing off, popping off ASAP. Spread the sickness on whichever. I'd say spread the sickness on the rightmost objective right now.
Yeah.
Do you see where his mortifiers are? You see Frankie's mortifiers bearing
I
down on the left
don't.
side.
Oh no, are they left side? Yeah. Or
Yeah, right on the left side. So that
missed
left
that.
flank, so apologies, isn't as weak as I thought it was. This is, man, I think Frankie's going for the throat. I think he's called his shot and he's doing the right play. I think this is absolutely Frankie's to lose at this point. Just merely because I think the Blight Lord's lost too many models. I think that
Yeah.
might be the only. I'm not surprised he lost his tanks, like he lost his Contemptors. That's probably just part
Yeah.
of the
Well,
course.
the multi
I don't
melters for
think it.
sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for him to lose that many Blight Lords. Seeing as like the Methitics aren't going to be huge this game. Like they've got quality shots, and he's playing into an MSU, just infantry bodies. Like, what do you need a multi-melter for?
Yeah.
Like
The only thing that they're really going to be useful for is taking out
the mortifiers.
mortifiers on the left there. Like
Mm.
that's basically the biggest use they'll have. I think
Yeah.
Frankie's his target priority in this has been spot on. Like he's got exactly
Mm.
what he needed to kill right off the bat. He took out his long range firepower that's really more of a threat to his MSU style, and he did as much damage to those Blade Lords as possible.
Yeah.
Now, Go Boy has an opportunity here because the Scouring is a hold 2 mission. The left and right objectives that Frankie's holding right now, they don't look to have too much on them. He should be able to just pick off the little 5-man that is sitting on
Hmm.
both of those and get him to a
Yep.
0 on the primary this turn.
Agreed. If you look on the right-hand side as well, you see that crate just sitting to the right of Frankie's, top right-hand corner objective. It's 3 Death Shroud have just moved
Yep.
out of the L straight up onto that. If they can make that charge onto that, that's very, very nice.
Yeah,
That's
that'll be a
very,
big
very
deal.
nice. So yeah, what you want to line up here, I think this is exactly what Dustin has done. He's lined up the 3 Methitics to shoot down that firing lane onto the left-hand side. Hopefully, if he's lucky, he pops 3 Mortifiers, which all of a sudden means that his left objective is very, very secure, quite
Mhm.
secure. especially if you can get some Terminators onto it or Death Shroud there in a later turn. I think we've got at least one unit of Death Shroud in reserve if I was going to have a punt about it, because I'm seeing one unit, I'm seeing the Light Lords, and I know he's got a second unit of 3. Going up right up the guts, yeah, there's 3 Mephitic, got a unit of Pox Bringers behind them, and then a couple of characters here, there, and everywhere. So we're probably going to see at least one Smite. I think he's only got the one caster though, because I don't think the Tallyman isn't a caster, is he?
I don't believe so. No.
What I'm interested to see is that he did. So you see where the PBC was, yeah? It was just just above that rightmost forest. I thought it was going to drop back into the right hand corner and get the entropy shooting down onto the mortifiers. What it's done now, he's pulled up to shoot down the middle firing lane. I wonder if, in hindsight, that might be an issue. But I suppose he's pulled that up in case he missed his shot. If he flubbed against the mortifiers, the PBC just gets eaten, you know. And so maybe that was the alternate thinking on his side. Better to keep it secret, keep it safe.
Did those Death Shrouds just deep strike? Is this turn? This is turn 2 then for Goat Boy, because it looks like they just deep struck.
Oh, really? Did they? I thought they were in the L. I assumed they were in the L, and he went for an advance roll on him to get him up there.
They're behind him.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, you might be right, mate. But we haven't seen any primary being scored, unless these guys haven't been updating their scores, in which case, slap on the hand, Frankie.
Yeah, come on, guys. You guys are old school. You should know that. Actually, they're old school. They probably don't.
Yeah, they're so old they have no idea.
No
Times
idea.
have changed.
It's top of.
But apparently this is the top of 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is top of 1. I think he just rolled an advance roll, and they were in the L.
The guys in the bottom, those are Death Shroud, aren't they?
In the top middle for us, behind the crate.
There's the bottom left. There's some Death Shroud. Those are Death Shroud, aren't they? Little guys.
They are Death Shroud. You're absolutely correct. Those are Death Shroud. There's no way they got there apart from deep striking.
Come on, something's going on here.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. Dude, you must be correct, brother.
Go look.
There's no two ways about that. There's no way that could happen.
There's no way
that could happen.
There's no Be'lakor here. They're not teleporting anywhere. There's no Thousand Suns. Come on. What's going on here?
The shooting phase has set off. Val is on his bike. He's headed over to the table to give these guys a clip around the ears. These young ruffians who don't know better are going to update the scores for us ASAP and confirm that this is in fact turn 2, which it must be turn 2. So this is the top of 2 for Thomas. The fact that I don't think he made so now that makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense that the Blight Lords were out in the front because he probably had them in the L, moved them down turn 1, and used all the Storm Bolters and took a chunk out of Frankie's front lines. Would also make some reasons why I think Frankie has this weak top objective, if that's the one that got invested in by all that shooting. And it would make more sense that everything was lined up through that middle firing lane, because it did seem really weird to me that he would deploy 2, he'd have his Blight Lords lined up there, his Mephitic lined up there, and 2 Contemptors all seeing down that firing lane. If he was, you could just have him just adjacent to that, move into that firing lane, not deploy him there, not get shot. So that does make a lot more sense to me.
Now my world makes sense. That
does make sense.
Me feel a lot better. So Goldberg was not making any mistakes. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was getting his firing lanes for his first turn. Now I'm happy now.
Yeah, I was about to in my heart, I'm like, I thought GoPro was good, guys.
Yeah, I thought he was
he's
good, man.
He's just lined up his 4 best assets and just let 20 multi-melters go into him.
Yeah, what just happened?
This is a much better turn of events. This shooting phase is coming out. Looks like I'm not seeing any single 5-mans to my mind being picked up. Oh, now we're seeing one. We're seeing a bit of a chunk, probably a unit of Retributors being heavily invested upon the middle of the table.
That's what you want to take care of.
Yeah, exactly right. Get the Retributors out of here. Get them out of here. Never want to see them. Get rid of their license. I want them out of my league.
No,
get them gone.
Cherubs, just kill them. They don't want them here. This is ridiculous, the amount of damage they put, especially against the big units he has, and also because Frankie has Bring It Down, take away those multi-meltas, and it really hurts his ability to kill them.
Yeah, but at any point, Frankie's got enough multi-meltas he can just pop off.
He really does.
And get a job done.
They are
quite
everywhere in Sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, we say that he had 9 before the 3 Retributors cards with 4 each. Yeah, that's a couple.
Artemis Steve tuning in from Mexico. Whereabouts in Mexico do you hail from, mate? And welcome. Thanks for being here. Also of note, Frankie immediately went to the mind game for this fight. You can tell by the posture and eye contact with his opponent. He's postured up in the, I don't know, what do you want to call it? You want to call it the Chad stance? I don't know. I'm just making this up on the fly. But you see him, he's looking over, 2 fists on the table, brooding, menacing, like a dragon over his hoard of gold. You shall not kill my sisters, sir. No, I will defy you.
I will roll so many sixes, it won't matter what you roll.
It won't matter. Well, look, there's a lot of stuff missing for Frankie, man. He's taken a bit of a punch in the teeth here. It's not gonna, and this is interesting. They're both gonna throw haymakers. The middle of the table, and it being the scouring. There's so much impetus. Get on your bike. Got to get moving. Got to get into the game quickly. That we see a lot of games. A lot of people bleed out just by dint of like resource management not being possible here. It's really it's really interesting here that the only real objectives that can't be held from outside of line of sight is the top right hand one. Goat Boy is always going to be able to draw line of sight onto that top right hand objective, even with the forest being obscuring for this game. But I think
Oh, good.
beautiful.
Junior's here.
Junior's here, guys. It'll be interesting. It's probably a folk tale will be born from whatever happened to him this morning.
We'll hear some stories. I'm curious to see what the stories behind it. Somebody found him just laying passed out in
Yeah,
the bathroom
yeah,
floor, drool
yeah.
coming out of his mouth.
Rolled him into a wheelbarrow. Wheeled him into
Yeah.
the venue.
He's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. Just give him a cup of coffee and he'll be fine.
That's just right. We're gonna hit our transition over to our next game. We're gonna come back to this one probably maybe around the end of Goat Boy's turn, probably in about 5-10 minutes. But we've got a second game for you guys because you know what there is? There is an undefeated freaking Knight player.
And who doesn't want to see that? Like that is
That's right.
incredible right now.
Oh, they're beautiful, dude. They're beautifully painted as well.
Oh wow,
That's
they're
a beautiful
gorgeous.
That's a beautiful like Alpha Legion turquoise metallic. That's really nice.
I
We
love
able to get
that.
can we get the full table shot, please, if that's possible? We'll see the whole thing in motion. But this is what are the names of this gentleman? Bum. I've got it right here. We've got Stephen Skirma. I hope they're getting that wrong. Tyre versus Tyler Hutanime. Did I say that right? We
Yeah,
we even we even Googled
we even
this. We were
Googled how to
so
say it
unsure.
properly, but I think we messed it up. But it's close to that. You know, we're trying. We tried, man. We tried.
We did. We really tried. But yeah, Tyler, for those who don't know, we had on our Harlequins game yesterday, and man, he put the Harleys to the freaking sword. He smashed them. He's got this undefeated record going into day 2. But we had a freaking Knight player we had the opportunity to put on, and we didn't want to miss that opportunity because who knows how long that's going to stay in that way. Let's get this full table view going for you guys because right now, we're trying to get the zoom out going. We're here from the booth, but we'll hopefully have that for you guys momentarily. Look at these two stallions of men. Look at them.
Oh yeah, I love
Magnificent specimens.
that. Those are the kind of people you like to see at tournaments.
Damn straight. We've just seen a Armiger being picked up on the bottom left of your screen that was invested upon by what looks to be a flesh mower plague drone, and his demon prince. Just running down these lists very quickly, give you guys a synopsis of what's occurring. But in Tyler's list, he has Mortarian's Anvil. I've read this one off yesterday, but he has a Biologist Putrefier, Death Guard Demon Prince with wings and revoltingly resilient, Curse of Leper. Malignant Plaguecaster with Miasma, Gift of Plagues. This guy has Gloaming Bloat, and that's the whole reason you take that Morty's Anvil, baby. Then he has a single unit of Plague Marines with nothing on them, 2 units of Poxwalkers, just 10 mans, a 5-man unit of Blight Lords, 3x3 Death Shroud, a Foul Blightspawn with the Stench Vats, a single Hellbrute, which is a really interesting pick here, and then 3 Foetid Bloat Drones, 1 with a Flesh Mower, 2 with heavy Blight Launchers, and a single PBC. What do you make of that list, mate?
I love all these MSU style Death Guard lists we're seeing. Mind you, there are so many Death Guard lists out right now. All the vehicles out here because they're so durable. That I actually really like the flesh mowers because they are fat. So much damage in close combat. People don't understand how much they actually hurt when they get into them, and it makes something that the Death Guard usually struggle with because they have MSU and they do have some fast units in there. They do have more mobility that's still durable, so they can take board control. They can still stand back, do nothing, and get points. And that's what they're going to need in a mission like the Scouring for sure.
Yeah, exactly right. I think we're only into so this will probably, to my mind, I think Knights went first, moved up. They just had the Death Guard turn 1. Death Guard have gone in, made some turn 1 charges into the middle of the table. The Knights put up 1 Armiger into the center objective just to get that primary ticking over and forcing their hand to the Death Guard player to get some early investment. And this is going to be the turn for the Knights. This is where it's going to go down. Man, these Knights are gorgeous.
They're so nice. Wow, I love these.
They're real pretty. The Knight list, just to run this down, then I'll get your thoughts, mate. Super heavy detachment. Single detachment. He has House Crust. He has one, two, three, four Armiger Warglaves, all with stubbers. None of them have the Melter Gun upgrade. Must have ran out of points. And then 3 Megaeras. It is what it is. One of them has the Headsman's Mark, which is Warlord, who has First Knight in addition. The Headsman's Mark, for those of you who don't know, is the +1 damage against vehicles and monsters. I think it's +2 damage against Titanic. And then First Knight is a 4 rerolls to hit, rerolling once to hit. So for him, that'll only matter in shooting because, of course, Housecraft gives rerolls on the charge, full rerolls to hit on the charge in combat. Then he has his second Megara. This one has Iron Bulwark for the always 4+ invulnerable save. No need to rotate. And then he has his third Megara has Armor Sainted Iron for the 2+ armor save. What do you make of this one, mate?
So I am just going to go out there and say this is the standard competitive night list right now. The Megara is so strong and so cost effective for that. It is definitely the best knight you can bring right now, and bringing 3 of them, it just makes sense. They output so much damage, and because you can give the upgrades for 4-up invul all the time, so you're never rotating. You have the 2-up save on the other one, so you can rotate one of the other ones that gets targeted, and you're still going to have 4-up saves, 4-up invulns on at least 2 of them. The one with the 2-up save, depending on what's getting shot at, you might not even need it sometimes, but they put so much damage out there, and Krast means they're still dangerous in close combat because they output a lot of hits in close combat too. So these things are scary at range and in close combat. This is the knight list that if you're playing knights, this is what you're playing.
Yeah, agreed. This is it. This is the creme de la creme of what Knights can bring at the moment. Really interesting to see that what looks like we've lost 2 Armigers, unless there's one at the right at the bottom of the screen we can't quite make out. Looks like we've lost 2 Armigers from this list, but all 3 of the big Knights look extremely healthy. Movement-wise, we've got one Knight moving up at the bottom. Looks like it's going to either go into the Demon Prince or into that unit of Death Shroud. Probably shoot the Demon Prince down. Don't risk that thing surviving. It actually is quite an awkward thing to kill, even with your 3 damage stomps. No, he's just putting another Knight over there. He's just like, I got 3 big Knights. Let's not chance it. Let's not chance anything. That makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, this is Stephen Screamer. And yeah, he's obviously a good painter of much renown as well, unless he's a pro painter, in which case he's got his money's worth there. Shooting wise, where do you target here? That rightmost objective for us on screen right now, just above that crate, looks like it's got a single unit of Poxwalkers and his 5-man Blightlords upon it as well. So he wants to line that up. He probably wants to gun down the Blightlords with his 3 damage lightning cannons. What's the profile there? I think you've got that up for us.
I do believe I have this up for us here. Let's see. Yeah, so the lightning cannon is 48 range, heavy 8, strength 7 AP, -2 and 3 damage. So it will be getting through their 2-up into their 4-up invuln, which is actually the perfect profile that he's looking for, and any unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 2 additional hits. So that's a lot of shooting for the Blightlords to take. And now, obviously, he still needs to hope for some not bad, but below average rolling on the Death Guard side, but he has 3 of them. So he can put the shots into them.
Now, one thing I thought I'd be seeing this turn, I actually thought one of the big knights would have gone full tilt and gone right down his throat, and he would have wanted to get one of the big knights onto that right-hand objective. I thought, and when I was reading down his list, the only thing I wanted to see that I didn't was Landstrider, because I feel like that's such a big activator for like you one Megara and a swarm of Armigers turn 1, move, advance. One of them goes in deep, because those what are the melters on the Armigers called? Whatever. They're D3 melter shots. They're assault. So they're assault. So get the advance, get them in deep, get them in harassing early, and get them on your opponent's side of the table. Because that's what you want to do in Scouring. Keep them on their side of the table. Because then all of a sudden they have to play in this tiny little band of influence where they've got like a 6-inch strip across the table where they can be on objectives but can't be on your side of the table. And all of a sudden then let's say they do handle those Armigers. Well, good for you. 3 big knights go in next turn. It's really quite a nice swarm tactic. And so I think maybe that's the only tech piece I would have liked to have seen in this list. But look, it's not a game breaker by any chance. Doesn't make his list bad in any sense of the word. And look, in all likelihood, he just wanted to conserve the CP for more tech, more nonsense, more interesting little things that this army can accomplish. Looks like he's got 2 knights within the 3-inch band of that middle objective. So in all honesty, he probably just wants to shoot down the flesh mower and then just charges into the DP. He does, and the DP's no way, no how in one round kills a full-fledged Questoris knight. So he'll hold that middle objective.
Talons, right? I don't think he's going to be able to do anything.
He's got a Hellforged sword.
He does have a sword. Okay, so he can hurt it, but it's unlikely he's going to be able to take one down.
Actually, apologies. We got 2 Death Guard lists. We got 2 Death Guard lists, and I know Go Boy's got the sword for sure. No, you were correct. He's just had the talons. You absolutely. No, he does have the Hellforged sword. What am I talking about? Yeah, he does have it. He's got a sword.
Confusing me.
I'm confusing me.
Everybody's confused now. Either way, it's not. He's not going to be able to take one of those down. It's a good idea to just shoot the flesh mortars because those I think can actually do a little bit more damage to the knights. Get rid of those in the shooting because they are even a little bit more durable. Charge the
Mm,
demon prince, get him in there. So he's not. If he wants to do psychic powers or anything like that, he has to stay in combat with them, and that's not something he wants
yes.
to do. Like
Yeah, exactly
absolutely,
right.
he does
No way,
not
no
want
how.
anything to do with that. And
Um,
I do
s-
think he wants to spread out his shooting a little bit more. Putting the shots into the the blight lords at the top left there, it's a good idea because you want to get them down, but the target priority should be the things that are going to be doing the most damage to your knights. And even though you're doing 3 damage, because they're -1 damage, you lose a bit of value going into them as well because you're not. It's still going to take 2 shots to kill one.
yeah, spot on. We've had some shout outs in the chat. A Norwegian has enunciated for us and said it's pronounced Shermer. Um,
Shermer, okay.
There you go. Carlos Gomez would like to shout out a beautiful man, Scott Clifford Reed. Good luck out there. Hopefully, good luck to you as well. And Norwegian has chimed back in and said, slow down. I will if I can. I'm not sure it's in me. I'm not sure I have that ability. Like, I only have a single dial. Some people are installed with a certain amount of dials. You know, anybody seen Spinal Tap?
Oh, of course.
My dial goes to 11 on my
There you go.
amps.
There you go.
So that's where I usually function. I will try and slow my cadence down for you. I understand we do, and this is a thing I need to be aware of. We do have some people tuning in who, for English, might not be a first language for them. Might be very, very difficult to follow me when I'm at full stretch. So if you, at any time I am going too fast, please let me know. I will try and slow down for you guys. I want to be considerate. Where does he start off with the shooting? What's the most important thing for him to target straight up and see what happens?
Uh, he wants to tie up the demon prince. He doesn't want to shoot him too much, I don't think, because he's already got like a 2-inch, maybe 3-inch charge into the demon prince with the one knight, and
Mhm.
that should probably be enough to kill him. He wants to take anything that is going to be doing. Ironically, I think the Hellbrute might actually be something he wants to kill. Does it have las cannons on it? I feel like it
I think
does.
it's got a multi melter.
Oh, definitely. You want to get rid of that then, because that's one of the things that can do a lot of damage to your knights. Then because he has so many big things. He wants to kill things that kill big things, right? So I don't know if the Blight Lords can do it, but it's almost better to get rid of the things that are going to be killing you first, at least this early on, because you're trying to hold these 3 objectives. You want to make he doesn't have many resources to be able to hold them if you get rid of the big knights.
Mm.
So he needs to make sure that those knights are going to survive. So killing the things that can kill them, it should be his main priority right now, at least for the first 2 turns, and then he can worry about clearing off his objectives later
Yeah.
on.
Now, see, I thought there weren't any. I couldn't see any damage counters or wound dice placed upon either knights, but the middlemost knight, just the one to the top right of the center objective, looked like it's got a couple of dice on its base.
I think
In
so.
which case, it could be up to half dead, I assume. Um, and that's it's either it's taken X amount of wounds. Always count down, by the way. Even if you're playing knights, there are some pretty cool little spend $20, get some dials, and count down for everybody. Especially for people like me, I'll love you for it. I'll be like, thank you so much, brother, because figuring out what tier knight is on is really important for calling the
Oh,
game.
thank you. Can you tell Scary that tomorrow, because he always counts up and it drives me
Dude,
insane.
dude,
I
it's
hate it.
literally if you started playing in like 3rd and 4th edition, it's like the one bad habit you got into that you
Oh,
can't
it's
stop people
terrible.
doing.
I got rid of that like 5th edition immediately. It just didn't make, because every time I played somebody, they're like, "What is? How? I thought I did more damage to them than that. I don't understand. Well, how is he? How is
Yeah.
he so healthy?" He's like, "No, man, he's almost dead. I'm counting up." Like, why? I don't know how many wounds he has. Why would I want to know how many wounds he's taken? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, exactly
Haven't you
right.
played any Final Fantasy game ever? We go on to see how many HP they have left.
Yeah, yeah, man. Have you been playing the new Final Fantasy 7? I'm iffy. That was
I
one of the
was I
it
was
was one of
so
the
nervous
first
about
game.
it.
Yeah, same. It was one of the first games I ever fell in love with, and I kind of don't want to play the remake in case it like bursts my little bubble.
Yeah, the remake is good if you like the story, because it's really well done in like a cinematic way. But if you like the gameplay and like the battle system, it's not for you.
Mm. And I also don't feel like I'm being harvested for nostalgia money, so
No,
I
that's
just resist.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
yeah, to my mind, the three. First shooting phase has already been done up. That unit of 3 Death Shroud that was just to the right of that big blocky ruin is gone. All 3 dead, popped, gone, ceased.
Just gone. That's it.
Un,
I
un,
mean, the amount of
un,
shooting he has, it doesn't surprise me too much. But
that's
wow.
correct. I think we still have one more armature, by the way. If you see on the just to the left of screen,
Oh, that's right.
um, yeah, I see an armature there, man. The one that little guy in the bottom left hand corner. Now that looks like a Helvrin, but I didn't think he had any Helvrins in his list.
I don't think he did either.
Nah, me either. I thought it was
Maybe he's
4 Armiger Warglaves. I know he's got 1 Helverin. Apologies. The
oh, no,
single man
there it
is
is.
a Armiger Helverin. There he is, sitting at the bottom left-hand corner. There we go.
Wow, well, that makes sense then. That means he has not lost he lost 1 armor right now, and it looks like 1 knight is taking damage right now,
Yep. So,
and he's
dude,
quickly getting rid of most of the resources that the Death Guard have to actually fight these things. It is, hmm,
this is looking like the Knights are in the box seat.
yeah.
If he can pick up the melee threats,
Oh,
it
and
looks
there
like the
goes some more
shooting.
Blight Lords. Oh, no.
Yeah, dude, I knew the Blight Lords were going to be invested
Yeah.
upon. It's always going to be. And then what he wants to do is put that Helverin into so it picks up the Blight Lords with the shooting. Helverin goes into the Helverin. The Warglaive goes into the Poxwalkers. He's going to have what is it? 8 swings.
Yeah, I think it's 8 swings, and he's crass, so he'll be re-rolling as well.
Does
So
he hit?
they probably won't. It
They
won't
won't
kill him out,
die.
but it'll at least thin them out enough that next turn they're gone.
Yeah, well, I want to hopefully, just speaking to the production team, I would like to get the full table view if that is at all possible, because I want to know what elements of the Death Guard are firstly in possibly in reserve, and I can't
Mhm.
quite quantify that without seeing the rest of the table, unfortunately, because right now there is one bloat drone missing in my mind, because he has 3. I can only see 1, and he has at least 2 more units of Blight Lords. There's another unit of Blight Lord. We've just seen that 1 unit of Blight Lords right in the bottom left-hand corner, which
Mhm.
makes me feel like there's 1 in reserve, unless a unit's been picked up already.
Yeah, that gets
Um,
picked up.
yeah. So if you look, so just to encapsulate, from top to bottom, we have 10 plague walkers. Below them, we have the single remaining Blight Lord Terminator. Below that, we have at the back of the table a Hellbrute with multi melters. In front of them, directly in front of them, we have 5 Plague Marines. In front of that, we have the Flesh Mower. In front of that, we have the Blight Launcher. Bloat drone. Below that, the Demon Prince. Then to the left of that, that's the PBC. Below that, we have 2 characters governing the space just above that ruin. Inside that ruin, we have 3 Death Shroud, and to the left of that, the second unit of Poxwalkers.
Yeah.
That's my read so far. So that makes me believe that the bottom right next turn, the bottom right hand objective is going to get 3 Death Shroud Deep Struck onto it.
Yeah, it has to. It's important to note too that both players have taken strategic scan, which is the mission specific secondary in this
Yeah,
one.
you want to break that down for people at home, because this isn't something that's commonly taken.
Yeah, I actually, it's definitely something that's not commonly taken because of the scouring. So I'll just read up the whole thing for you. It's kind of like banners in terms of 1 or more units armor can perform this action at the end of your movement phase. Each unit from your army that starts performing this action must be in range of a different objective marker. So you can do it with multiple units at the same time.
Yep.
But yeah, with knights, it's a little you're using up a lot of resources to do that. But you need to be holding it until the your next command phase. So it's one of those objectives that they can stop you from doing it just by killing the unit that's performing the action. So you'll score a number of victory points at the end of the battle, depending on how many times you have completed the scan in the battle. So,
Yeah,
perfect. There
exactly
we
right.
go. That's my greatest score.
So definitely. So we haven't seen any primary scored for Steve. So yeah, I think it was just a Death Guard turn 1. Now we're seeing the first turn for the Knights. So yeah, the Death Guard have scored 5 for primary. So the Death Guard have had their turn 2 then. So we have seen at least 1 turn for the Knights.
Mhm.
Interesting. Of course they did, because they had an Armiger on the middle objective when we
Yes.
joined in. So we've had Tyler's turn, top of turn 2. We're going into the bottom of turn 2 here, which they'll be scoring up primary at the end of this turn. Obviously they haven't done it yet. Nothing for Spread the Sickness, which is unusual. I would have thought we'd have at least 1 of them done. 3 for Stranglehold, because you'd have the middle, probably the end of his turn 1, and 0 for Strategic Scan. Strategic Scan on Scare, it just seems like such a hit or miss objective. Yeah, it's just
It
like
really is.
I really couldn't think of anything else.
I
The
can
fact
see. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the fact that Tyler didn't take Bring It Down or Titan Hunter is really quizzical to me.
Well, yeah, to me, especially because there's 3 of them, and you have to kill those Magaras to be able to win this game. Like, if
You
those
ain't
Magaras are
freaking winning.
alive,
Yeah.
you're in a lot of trouble. Now, Spread the Sickness, that makes a lot of sense. That's just easy to do. It's like we said in
Mm.
the other game, it's just a better raise the banners. Stranglehold, it also does make sense because you can usually take away the 3 objectives from
Yeah.
the knights
Yep.
and take that away. But strategic scan, you're going to be using units to do Spread the Sickness, and then you're trying to do another one to do strategic scan too. The problem with the knight list, or if I'm doing this against this knight list, they can target whatever's doing that and just stop it from happening.
Yeah, agreed. Lot of different wound dice being chucked down right now. Both bloat drones right now are getting invested upon. The one in the middle of the table looks like it's down to just a handful of wounds, and the one to the left out looks like it's got 5 left, or 5 taken. Hopefully they're counting down. Looks like he's in charge phases now. Oh
Maybe
no, he's still shooting. He's
it,
pointing at armor because he's trying
yeah,
to line up shots.
so many guns.
So many guns, and these are really good profile guns. It's interesting how the Megara and how the Knight armies have really shifted in this edition. Actually, quite a little bit of a good case study. Like very much 8th edition, with the exception of when the single Castellan in any Imperial list was just overpowered off its guts.
Mhm.
You could really not take a mono Knight list and expect to get T-whip. You could take knights with a loyal 32 and you'd go fine, but you had this kind of a 4-1 ceiling chucked upon your end result. We have seen some really successful knight lists in 9th edition, and they've kind of evolved a couple of ways. This knight list, the one that we're seeing right now, is the one that was primed and perfect to go into the marine meta.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
Megaras, yeah, exactly. So much high rend multi-damage shots out of each of these guys, and then the flat 3 damage going into things like Terminators is just phenomenally potent. And then when Drukhari came in and the MSU became more prevalent, this thing lost a lot of power. It just lost the ability to in any way play a mission. I saw people playing Knights walking away with like 10 primary points for a game.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. Especially
And
against armies like Drukhari that are so fast and so
exactly.
easily taking away objectives from you. Like the knights can still play into them. Like you'll kill the Drukhari army, but you won't outscore them most of
Mm.
the time.
And so that army morphed into the Renegade Knights. People were taking a lot of the supercharged lightning locks because they were
Mhm.
just so freaking money for killing
Oh
raiders.
yeah.
So perfect, incredible. So I wonder if Stephen plays those as well, because those lightning locks, of course, for Imperium were just fine, but they weren't as good because you couldn't supercharge the extra damage in the wound roll. But I wonder if he knows the Texas meta and he knows how prevalent things like Necrons and Death Guard are here, because this army is freaking legit into both of those.
Yeah, I feel like he actually came into this knowing exactly what he's going to be fighting because
Mm.
he knows he knows how to beat these armies. He brought exactly what he's going to meet, and
He's putting both knights into the
oh
Demon
my
Prince.
god, that poor demon prince.
Sorry, continue, mate.
No, I'm excited to see this demon prince survive. Maybe.
Beautiful. We've been joined in chat by Colin McDade's wife, who's he's currently battling off on the top tables right now, undefeated AdMech player. Hometown heartthrob. I know he's not from Dallas, but he is from Texas. He is a Texan native, and yeah, HyperBunny99. Like to shout out Colin McDade's wife, Trisha, who has lost all her games so far, but is still playing. She's new. She's played Mixed Knights and AdMech. They're painted beautifully turquoise with pink cherry blossoms. She has had them commissioned. Wonderful. I thought she was in chat. Apologies. Well done to her playing on. Hopefully she crushes it, gets a couple of wins, and if not, hopefully she's having a damn freaking amazing time.
Yeah. You love to see that. I always worry when people go to, especially when they're new, they go to a tournament, they start losing all their games. You worry they're not having
Yeah,
fun, and I love seeing them tough it out, roll some dice, have a drink, just have some fun because this is just a fun game to play a lot of the time. When you're not at the top tables, don't stress, just have fun.
yeah. So the checking the charge ranges. So he was checking the heroic intervene range because there's a 6-inch heroic intervention off the blow
Yes.
drones, which is an amazingly good strat. So he was just checking that he was going to be outside of range with that Helverin charge, which did what I thought it was going to do. It didn't.
Yep.
I don't think it went, and I don't think it charged the Poxwalkers. I think it just charged the Blight Lords, and now he was within 6 inches, and he did manage to get
Yeah. Looks like it.
the blow drone into combat. So we'll stick here for another couple of minutes, guys. This fight phase won't be a long one. It's only really 2 combats, and that DP is just going to get ruffle stomped. What'll be interesting to see is I think that the right activation there is to activate the middlemost knight, use that to kill the DP, and then use the 6-inch swing off the other one to block off the gap. To pivot around that corner, and then essentially you'll have one knight that really can't die, and that's the wounded knight. You'll be protecting it with the fresh knight.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he wants to do right there because he doesn't have many flying units. He doesn't have a lot of speed left because it's just the flesh mower over there. I think is the only thing that he has that can fly now. The
Hmm.
infantry are not going to be able to make it through that fortification or what the building that's in the center there. Because either they don't have enough movement. I don't even know if it's passable. I'm not sure what the keywords on that one are specifically. So if he just blocks off that side, that knight is nigh
Yeah.
untouchable aside from shooting, and his shooting has taken a huge hit.
Agreed. Looks like we've already had the Armiger activated at the Warglaive, and he has picked up the last of the Blight Lords. So that was a really good targeting choice by him. All five, a 5-0 in one turn. And then looks like the Fleshmail is probably going to go into him. Look, the Fleshmail is strength 6 into the toughness 7 chassis. I'm not expecting huge results, but I think what's better there is tying that guy up and not letting him next turn go in and just smash right into those Poxwalkers, pick that up. Because right now the Poxwalkers just walk away from that guy, get at the upper reaches of the 3-inch barrier, just sit there and not get dead. And also they can line up on the other side of the crate and block some line of sight from the other knights. What his hit back needs to be big, needs to be quite big. Has he by any chance done interrupted with the DP just to get some value before he dies? I think he has.
Looks like
I
it,
think
yeah,
it's
because he's got some
exactly what's
damage in there.
happened.
They're putting some
But
dice on red right now.
he's fighting the Fresh Knight.
Whoa,
Huh?
that's maybe that other one isn't actually wounded. Maybe
Maybe
that's
yeah,
not a
maybe it's
die
not
because
wounded.
those dice are definitely different. He's not putting on the
Yeah,
base like that one. Maybe they're
exactly.
both full.
Yeah, I thought it looked like a couple of D6s on his base, but maybe it's just a bit of snow or something.
Yeah,
It's really hard to tell top down with knights sometimes, guys. But yeah, it looks like he's using D8s. Are those D8s or are they
those are
D10s?
D10s. Those are D10s.
D10s. He's using D10s to mark him, so he'll be probably if he's a top level player. It looks like he's playing like a top level player. Though he'll be consistent throughout his whole list with the same ones. So yeah, that had an interrupt from the Demon Prince. He's invested upon the right hand knight. Looks like he's done a minimum about 6 wounds. I think if you're going to see two dice go on,
Mhm.
which is
Looks
not
like
unexpected. That's probably 2 wounds going through from the Hellforged sword.
Yeah, it's not too much. Like we said, we didn't think it was going to do too much damage before he died, and it would make sense to go with the Armiger first because that was an interrupt that, while it likely won't do anything, it is more likely to do something than the Demon Prince going into the Megaris
Yeah,
there.
spot on.
I do really like that he just finished off the Blight Lords too instead of going to the Poxwalkers because
I agree.
even though he has the attacks to barely take them out, it's not 100% likely to actually kill them all. And if you don't kill them all, they don't care. They're still going to sit there.
Yeah.
They're fearless. They're going to come back.
Well,
It
you're
makes
just
more
giving
sense to kill the Blight Lord.
you're giving him outlets for his resources. Give him something
Exactly.
to do with his regen some Poxwalkers.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
We're just going to wait to see if this DP does get stomped. I don't see any way this DP makes it out of this turn. I really want to. I really want to see where the consolidate is. I want to see where he consolidates landed him, whether he's looking with the foresight. Sorry, I'm just getting some words from the production booth. Richard?
Or maybe not.
Maybe not. No,
Yep.
never mind.
Okay,
Yep,
I think it looked like he was pointing at the wounded knight that's attacking him, which I I wish he would do it the other way around so he could actually swing that knight around. I don't know why he wants to consolidate the other one first. Maybe he just wants to because he's worried about it dying, or he can still consolidate if the Demon Prince dies to this one guy, which it should. But I think it's smarter to do it the other way around. I'm not sure too. I just saw him point at that one, so
It's a really big deal because you don't have obsec to zone and
yeah, like you need to get
extend.
that block off.
Yeah. Use those huge bases. Get in the way. Be a nuisance.
Mhm.
Looks like he only had 1 save. Maybe he's exploded. I think he's popped. Yeah,
Oh,
no, he's popped. They're just checking out what the explosion is. Yeah, he looks like he's done. Looks like he did pop. He did some mortal wounds. Either that, or I think maybe he spent some strats because I know you can make him do some mortals when they die, and you get a chance to do a smite, I believe. So yeah, it looks like the DP is dead, and they're just
yeah.
DP is dead. He's doing his
There he
3-inch
goes.
swing.
That's
Yeah,
right. Good job.
yeah, that's what he wanted to do. He could have done that with another 3 inches, but that was at
could've.
least the right thinking. He had the right idea in
He had
mind.
the right idea, just did it in the wrong order.
Yeah, it's fine. Looks like the flesh is being dialed up now. Look, what he's going to have is it 8 attacks off the flesh mower?
I think it's 8 attacks. Like it's 4 times 2 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 8 attacks, and so he'll be hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s, because they're only strength 6 minus 2 damage, which is a phenomenally good profile for clearing out infantry. You know, it is a flesh mower.
Oh no, it is a flesh mower. That's exactly
not
what
so
it's
much
supposed to do.
yeah, not so much a metal mower, which is what it's being asked to do right now. And so I would be surprised if it only does like 2 wounds. It could do 4 if he'd be a happy man if he does 4. I think.
You just hope to be mowing it long enough and not hitting the metal parts. You've ever mowed your lawn and like run over some metal piece? This is what's going to happen with the special right now. Like I'm worried that it's going to break its blade. Those are expensive to replace. Oh my god! See, it can happen.
What?
Miracles can happen, folks.
I am incredulous.
Oh.
Dude, and his consolidate puts him his piling puts him.
All right, you know what? I killed a little one. Let's go for a big one next.
What? That's outrageous. Good for him. What a legend. Where's the wound dice gone? He had 5 wounds left, I think. Maybe it's under his tail.
It's 3 hits instead of 1. That's right. It had actually 12 attacks. Yeah, that's actually
12 attacks. 12 attacks. Thinking about 8, how many hits he'd get. He'd get 8 hits, and then 5s to wound, re-rolling. It's not strength 7, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's still strength 6.
I was pretty sure it was strength 6. Someone in chat correct us. It's strength 6 minus 2 damage. Yeah.
Either way, the thing is too, like you're gonna get rid of a lot of the save too, and they don't get an invuln in combat. So, but I'm assuming it's only -2. If it's more than that, then that's crazy. But
the thing is, like a full. It's got 13 wounds on the. Is it 12 wounds on the armature or 13 wounds on the armature? He needs to get 6. He needs to get 6 wounds.
It is strength 7.
6.
It's strength 7.
It is strength 7. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was strength 7 as well. So we know 4s, 8. 12 attacks, 8 hits.
Yeah.
4 wounds, rolling 1s, 5 wounds. And yeah, like. Yikes!
you
Like
still need to
freaking
get you still
yikes!
need to get, lucky, but it looks like you did. That's,
And yeah, let's switch over to Frankie's game. This is an interesting one now. Like, I mean, sorry, it's not with 3 big knights up. I think this is the knights to lose at this point. But
mhm.
yeah, can we get the full table view again? That'd be fantastic. Um,
D-hands.
wow. Wow, look at that middle of the table. There is
Oh,
so
what
many
happened?
less sisters
What did we
in that middle of the
miss?
table. The mortifiers are in now, man. This looks like it's Frankie's turn. The mortifiers have gone in. From the 3 mythic blight haulers, there's down to only 1 left. That PBC has moved up right into the table. We must have missed a full battle round from these guys and 0 chill on
Oh my
these older heads.
god.
They're going for it. Um, I'll get a quick scoreboard update for us as well. I've got the scoreboard on the back end, so I'll give us a quick rundown of where it sits right now. But I believe it's sitting 20. I think it's 27-27 right now. Frankie giving rundown, 10 for primary for Frankie, 0 to engage on all fronts, which is a bit yikes. 2 for bring it down, 5 for raise the banners high. Raise the banners is doing good work for him. And on the Thomas side of things, 5 for primary, 3 for spread the sickness, 6 for grind them down, and 3 for engage on all fronts. Grind them down is just going to pay dividends for him.
Yeah, it really is. Grind them down was a perfect choice for this. And engaging up fronts, that actually is going to hurt Frankie a lot because those are points you can't get back. Like you can only
Exactly right.
max 15 if you get 3 every turn.
Mm. Looks like a mortifier has been picked up in combat from that mythic blight hauler. Yes, saucy developments. I'm hoping we're seeing hopefully when we see this expanded, we've seen that Frankie has in fact Voltron out from his middle place and has spread his stuff out, because that is, if this is all that
Like
Frankie has
right
left,
now we see 2
he-
mortifiers and that's all he has. Like I
yeah,
want
that's
to
all
see
we can
more.
see. Same. Um, yeah, yikes. This could be the end of the Frankie train.
Oh
We're
no,
gonna see.
Frankie. I'm relying on you. You're in my pool, buddy.
uh, tell us.
Oh
Oh
no,
yeah, it's
there are no
looking
sisters on
bad.
this table. Oh, what
Wow,
happened? The
wow,
sickness
wow.
has been spread.
Dude, freaking yikes. Looks like we're into Goat Boy's turn as well. Looks like he's just chucked his charge. He's got his Blight Lords into the Mortifiers. Frankie's getting wiped, boys.
Wow.
And girls. Sorry, apologies. Frankie's getting absolutely caned.
The amount of
It,
damage that he did early on and the Death Guard just did not care.
legitimately, he must have made his charges from reserve. He must look. Blight Lord's in the top left. Blight Lord's in the bottom left.
Blight Lords
Sorry, no, Death
everywhere. Or
Shroud.
Death Shrouds, yeah.
Death Shroud on top left and bottom left. Blight Lord's in the middle. Just Terminator upon everything. Yeah. End of the game for Frankie. There's no coming back from that. What happened? I want to know what happened to Morven Val. Oh man. I'm a little annoyed at myself. This happens all the time. I always want to see more. I always want to
Even when
know
we
more
walk
about
away.
every game. Yeah, even when you walk away, I just want to keep tabs on what's happening. But yeah, guys, what a turn of events. I legit thought Sisters had that. It was looking really good for him, but maybe it was an overextension by Frankie and how hard he moved up. We saw he moved past the middle section of the table, didn't he? He didn't need to move
Yeah.
past it. He could have just postured up, get a couple of models onto that middle objective, maybe Sacrosanct because they got the best saves, sit down, hunker down, and just start getting some scoreboard ticking over. And then maybe outflank some stuff to get engaged, because on Hammer and Anvil, Death Guard don't have the board presence to stop you getting around onto those flanks and getting those engage points from reserve. But man, wow, he went crazy deep.
Yeah, that's actually crazy for them. But the thing is too, you have to remember that he had a lot of units. Like Frankie had a lot of units, a lot of MSU, but it is MSU and it is still sisters. Like they have power armor, but they're only toughness 3, and the amount of bolter fire that's going to come out of this list from the Death Guard, there is nothing that they can really the amount of shooting he can put in, even the close combat, he can clear the MSU, and obviously he did. So
Mm. Well, guys, like Sisters is like an A plus S tier army. Like the argument can be
yes,
made that they're like the 3rd best army in the game right now. Death Guard are an A tier army, and like you see these like Death Guard in Texas, man. This is a Death Guard meta. Texas is.
the amount of death
If you
they
want to
get.
win an event in Texas, you gotta be good into Death
Oh, and
Guard.
there's the
'Cause,
handshake. It's
man,
over. I think he was
that's it.
tabled.
That's it. I think it was
Frankie,
tabled. I think that's gone. Wow, what a turn of events.
no, Frankie.
Go, Goat Boy, you savage man. Well
Man,
done.
not only is he an artist, he is a pro player as well.
Yeah, we'll stick here. We'll get these final scores. We're trying to zoom in. We're trying to use the zoom function to get the
We
scores
got it.
off
We
these.
zoomed in. We got to see a lot more stuff in Death Guard.
Oh
We're
man,
looking for sisters. We're desperately
we're
looking for sisters on the
looking for
table.
sisters.
We couldn't find
0.
any though. We
Oh,
tried.
there's one
We
left. Look,
tried,
there's one.
guys.
I think that's his
Oh, there's
Palatine. His
one.
Palatine's left on 2 wounds right there. What a
You're pointing at
hero.
your screen. What?
Good for her. Left side of screen to the left of the middle
Oh!
objective. There's one Sisters model.
Oh, they're calling it before they die. Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, no, maybe she's dead, and Frankie's just being reluctant to pick her up.
Nah,
No,
that's fair too.
my last lady. She did so good. Man, wow,
Wow, that
wow.
turned quick. That turned quick.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the other game, guys. We're gonna check out what's happening with the Knights. Um,
Yeah, we can get up to the final score a little later on.
yeah,
That's good.
let's. I'm
After
interested.
seeing this, let's make sure we're not missing anything on the other table now, because I feel like like the knights might be gone by the time we look there now.
So some crazy crap's happened, and Death Guard
Yeah,
have just
something's
Death Guarded
happened,
his
and
way,
there's gonna
their
be no
way to.
McGarry's left.
Yeah. Oh
Fleshmore
man.
killed them all in close combat.
Yeah, somehow Fleshmark killed another knight. Uh,
Oh,
outrageous.
he's trying. It's in there.
It's going like, I mean, you can't. Well, it's going to die next turn. Pretty much going to die next turn no matter what. Might as well get the value.
I don't know,
And
man. I feel like
dude,
this thing is actually.
it
Oh,
it being like, you contagion the big knight down to toughness 7, then put the Fleshmower in and wounds on 4s. It's not awful that he does a couple of wounds, and he's going to he's putting the Hellbreed. He wants the Hellbreed in as well, man.
yeah, the Hellbrook can do some damage too.
Yeah. So the
They are meant
Hellbreed
to
is
be in
just.
close combat.
Yeah, I think the Hellbrute was just checking his range to make sure he was trying to get within the 12. I'm assuming for the
Mhm.
extra. But dude, like, if some crazy crap happens and he loses 2 knights, I mean the game's over for him. But I just don't see that happening
Mm-mm.
because we know those were unwounded knights. They could both have like around 20 wounds left. Like, what's the flesh mower do? Well, give us a breakdown. 12 attacks on the flesh mower. How many is it going to do to a knight that has an invuln or has a 2+ save? Because we
Well,
know
if it's
two of
only
these.
-2, one of them has a 2-up save too.
Yes, and well, one he can rotate the one that doesn't, and the other one has a 4+. So no matter what, he's going to go into a 4+ save.
Mhm.
So give us the over under on that? How many wins can he expect to do?
For Fleshmore on that one, you're looking at, because I don't think they get any rerolls to hit. Or can they use the strat to reroll? I don't think they're Demon Ninja, so I don't think
Nah.
they can actually get the reroll. So we're just looking at 3 12s. We're 9 hits, 4 wounds, so 5 wounds probably gonna go through. So 5 wounds, and then
The
3
4
go
up.
through.
So
Yeah,
it's either 6 or 4 wounds.
yeah, it's
So
either 6 or
nowhere
4
near.
wounds. So
So nowhere
there's
near.
no, unless this goes completely bonkers and the knight fails all of its saves.
And
It's going for a Hail
so
Mary.
this is I think possibly a mistake. So he has a chance to put a Hellbrute, put a PBC, and put a Fleshmail all into the same knight, the one at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure he has I'm not sure he has the 12-inch range onto the knight that the Fleshmail is going to go into. You'd like to see him triple down on a single knight, like you isolate him. Don't let him just get value from their like 1 CP acted full strat. Like,
Oh yeah,
don't let him.
you have to focus on a big. If you start targeting a big knight, you have to focus it down. You cannot,
Mm,
because they just act it full if it doesn't die. There's no point in splitting your fire.
exactly right.
You always have to focus fire. Always focus fire, guys. This is very important
Um,
strategy.
Lonely Sandbar, they are demon engines, so there you go. They can get the rerolls. So
So they can,
takes them up
okay,
to 11 hits at
sure.
best.
So it takes them up to maybe 10, 12 wounds at best. So
Mm,
I mean, it's possible, but unlikely.
yeah, exactly right. All right, and I think we've got the final scores. I'll just tell you guys the final scores from the Frankie Thomas game: 89-29.
Oh,
And
oh.
I'm sorry to say, Frankie, but with a scoreline like that, that probably puts you out of contention for the top 8. If he had gotten like a 50 or 60 point loss, like he'd still very much be in the running. But yeah, that probably knocks him out. He can still get a very respectable 5-1 with his list though.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's still a great list. He's been doing a great job with it so far.
Mm.
He's gonna get 5
Uh,
for sure.
I
He's
have
done
to
well.
I have to just think he overextended, mate. Remember when we joined that game? He streamed this huge
We
blob, this
did.
huge body of sisters well past the middle part of the board, and possibly that was a mistake, and that just let Go Boy just get too deep too easy.
Yeah, I wonder if he should have just like touched the very edge of the center objective with like a couple of units just to force him to be able to have to try to shoot those out, but not give him any kind of easy charges. Leaving the back open with death straws like a deep strike behind him. Like it's the scouring. It's hard to zone out your backboard, and obviously
Mhm.
you can kind of rely on. He's not going to make a 9-inch charge even reroll. Well, come on, it's not
Yeah.
that big of a chance. But I looked like that hurt him in the end. The problem was I don't know how much he lost on turn 1 because the death guard went first, right? So if he lost
Mm.
too many resources on turn 1, he might have lost his punch to be able to stay on there. So he was trying to get early points and then just keep the lead, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it worked out well for him.
Not at all. I'm gonna have a quick look at our our leaderboard just to see if any other scores have come through for this round. Please give us some shout outs. Who you're hoping gets up in this one, and who you're hoping that we're going to be able to have on a next round if they do win next round. So this is usually what we like to do with like especially these big ass super majors with 9 rounds in them. We'd like to the first 4 or 5 rounds we just put on good community people with beautiful armies, good matchups that we want to see. Usually people who have a winning record or undefeated record, but usually we stay away from the top tippy top tables.
Mhm.
From round 5 onwards, we're just going to show you table 1 and table 2, guys. That's literally table 1, table 2 for the remainder of the event. And then in day 3, when we only have a top 8, we'll try and give you coverage, a rolling coverage of all 4 tables, and then down to 3 tables, down to 2 tables, etc. So down to 2 tables, down to 1 tables, etc. So yeah, who are you hoping we're going to have on our table 1 and table 2 for next round? And just going through, we have Peyton Priest has won his round 4 game, sitting on 4 wins. He's him and Goat Boy will be our 2 undefeated players so far in this round. But he is sitting on 341, getting a 97 in his last round, playing
Oof.
Drukhari. So as an undefeated Drukhari player going into round 5.
Oh, we're gonna see some Drukhari on the stream for sure. Even though, like, I know a lot of people are sick of seeing Drukhari right now, but I think they're more sick of seeing Admech and Death Guard for this one.
Yeah,
So
well, I don't think we've had Drukhari on the stream
I don't
yet
think we
this
have.
event. So
Yeah.
it'll be good to get him on. And that's the thing, like we've tried to steer a little bit away from having Admech on, knowing that we're probably going to have a prevalence of Admech and Drukhari towards the end of the event. So that's some things we like to do. There's only a single D6
Oh,
left on that
he
bottom
must be in
knight.
single digits.
He must be in single dig. He's
It,
10
it,
wins or under.
it
That's a
looks
big
like a
deal.
5. I think it's a 5.
That's a huge deal. So that's between the PBC and the Hellbrood. So man, he must have made some bad forum invulns.
Yeah, that's crazy the amount of damage he just took there.
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean, the
big deal.
multi-melter can do a lot of damage if it gets through.
Agreed. He just had a single roll there. It looks like it failed, and I think he's quandering whether
Yeah,
he re-rolls it.
yeah, oh,
Uh,
okay, he's gonna take more damage.
yeah, I think he just took more damage.
That
It,
knight might be going down.
it might be going down. In which case, the flesh mail goes in. Maybe it halves the other night. And yeah, maybe we've got game on, but I think the fact that we're gonna have, I know we got a Helverin down in the bottom right hand corner, we got a Warglaive up in the top, which is gonna go. He's just gonna go straight. He's gonna kill those Poxwalkers. The Poxwalkers did exactly what I thought they'd do. Bunker up behind that. Don't get shot. At least you can't really stop them getting charged with full tilt available. But stop them getting shot at least, because a 1 armiger with 8 attacks going in doesn't kill a 10 man. It means you retain that for another turn.
Mhm.
But if you get shot as well, yeah, they're cooked. Absolutely cooked.
Yeah, we need to keep paying attention to the secondaries here too, because it looks like the knights have not got grind them down at all yet, which is a little crazy to see, actually.
Oh, that can't be right though. They got it. They
That
got a
can't
last
be
turn for
right.
sure. They killed a bloat drone. They killed the blight lords, and they killed the demon prince. There's no
And
way. There's
they
no way he
only
lost.
killed
He lost
they
3
only killed
units.
the armiger from the looks of it. So like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
it's got to not be updated. So we have to make.
exactly right.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
get
well,
this
he's
correction to
yeah,
confirm here.
exactly right. It can't be. He only has 1 turn of primary. That's correct.
Yeah.
But Tyler should have another turn of primary in, because he held 2 objectives going into this turn, so he should have another 5 minimum. Spread the sickness. I expect him to get another 3 there. I'm not expecting him to get stranglehold this turn unless okay, he's not going to kill both knights, so he's not going to hold more.
Listen, we
And
doubted the Flushmore last time. We have to give him some credit this time.
Well,
Maybe he can do it.
so the only other thing you can do is be an absolute baller and charge the Plague Marines onto the objective.
Yeah, and hope that they survive. I mean, he
Like,
does 3 damage in
well,
close combat with the Megagarras, doesn't he?
well,
Though
yeah, but you want to try and divide his attacks and say, hey, do you want to attack this
it's
Flesh
true.
Mower who can be an absolute pain in the ass, or do you want to attack these Plague Marines? In all likelihood, if the knight didn't die, 100%, you just kill the Plague Marines.
Oh
But
yeah,
sometimes you
you can
just gotta
test it with
go.
the Flushmore.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Got to send. If my man Denise was in the chat, he'd say you just got to send it.
Just got to send it. Yep, that's true. You just got to send it. The Plague Marines would they'd be the target for sure, and they would die. -2. They still will take the full damage to kill them because it's 3 damage -1. It still kills them.
Yes, Lonely Sandbar. One of those lights, the bottommost knight only has 1 dice left on the back of his profile, meaning that is sub 10 wounds.
Yeah.
And could be going down this turn. He's holding a dice over the top knight of those 2. It looks like he's rolling. He's got a 3 on the wound roll, so it has to be that. Literally has to be a entropic lance. So not entropic lance, electo, whatever the gun is, the super las cannon on the side of the PBC. What's it called?
Oh jeez. Oh, I know what you're talking about too. Why I can't.
It starts with
it is the entropic. You're right on that thing. It's
yeah,
entropic.
whatever.
Yeah.
But,
But they do a lot of damage.
he's taking some damage too. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Knights
So
at
he
the Knights at the top of turn, guys. So it
right.
remains to be seen. He killed those 3 units in his turn 1. So in his turn 2, and now it's the Death Guard turn 2 to see if what else happens. He is investing heavily in that the top of the pair of knights. Looks like he's putting more shooting into there. Really curious as to why. What's the character he's got to the left of that bottommost knight? Do you think? I'm just gonna do some
Is that
deduction and see if we can figure that out.
yeah, what are the
Um,
2 characters he had? 'Cause he lost the Demon Prince already, and obviously that's not a Demon
he's lost the
Prince.
Demon Prince. And so it's a malignant playcaster or a foul blightspawn.
That
Um,
looks like bigger than a Plaguecaster. That's gotta be the Blightspawn.
it's got to be the Blightspawn. So that can do some significant damage to a knight. It's got a nice 2 damage profile. Entropy cannon. That's what it's called. Sorry,
Entropy Cannons. The
so
Entropic. You were
many,
close, you were close. We knew it was Entropy something.
so many words knocking about in this old brain. It does tend to slow down, especially if I've been awake for this long.
Yeah, that's definitely
Uh,
the Blightspawn.
um, all right. Yeah, looks like well. I'm just surprised to see. Here comes the charge. We got Deshra going into the
Oh,
bottom
there we
knight.
go.
That's why he
That's
started
I
shooting.
was
That's why he
wondering why
started
he
shooting
wasn't
the knight.
shooting more into there. That
Yeah.
those Death Shrouds should be able to finish stuff. With 1 die left, even if it's 10, which it isn't because he dialed it down after it was at 1 die.
Hmm.
So 9 or lower, those things can definitely do that damage. They can
Yeah, he's
absolutely
gonna
do that.
have 13 attacks hitting on 2s. So you know what? It goes down to 11 hits. He's going to be wounding on. I think they're strength 7 or they're strength 6.
I think they're strength 7 too. I think they're a plus.
Yeah, so he's going to be wounding on 4s rolling 1s because he's going to bring the knight's toughness down by 1. So what's he going to get? He's going to get the better side of the average because of the real one. So we're going to get 6 to 7 wounds. Then it depends which knight this is. If this is a 4+ invuln save knight or a knight that can rotate into combat for a
Right.
4+, the Sainted Iron's not going to help so much. But any of these knights can rotate for a 4+. So I'm assuming it's going to have a 4+ invuln. So if he only takes 6 wounds, takes 3, that's 6 damage. If he has more than 6 wounds left on his dial, he survives.
Well, it's only the only one of them can get the 4-up invuln in close combat now, right? Because you have to actually they don't come stock with the invuln in combat.
Well, so one of them, no, they do. This is the thing about these knights. They have
Oh,
a
the
ward
Magyares
save.
do. That's right.
Magyares have it all the time, so they can always.
Stupid
One of them,
Magyares.
so one has Sainted Ion,
Mhm.
and one's going to be able to rotate up to a 4+, and the other one has, one has Iron Bulwark for a constant 4+.
Yep.
One's always going to be able to rotate up to a 4+, and the other one has a 2+ armor save already. The
Yeah.
2+ armor save is not going to help, so he's just going to have to rotate for an invuln either, no matter which way he chops it. But dude, this flesh mower popped off hard against that armor go. If it pops off against this one as well, and he gets it down to a single dig,
You never know.
there's still opportunities here.
The thing
Yeah,
is too, if
man.
those Death Shroud, if they kill that knight, which they should, he's going to contest that objective. Well, not even contest it, he's going to own it. So he's going to get Stranglehold.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
This game isn't
crazy.
over. Like the Death Guard are still very much in this game. It is not over. I'm actually a little worried for the Knights now. If that's
I'm concerned for the Knights. This is the thing about Knights as well. You can be secure as hell. You can be absolutely secure as hell on like 5 wounds and just dominate a game, or you can just pop and just get unlucky.
Yep.
And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this bottommost knight goes down. Now, here's an interesting thing. Would you try and noble sacrifice that knight and blow him up?
It depends on how many wounds are on that Fleshmore there. It looks like it's either 3 or a 5. And if it's a 5,
I was pretty sure it was a 5.
Yeah.
I would. I think the Fleshmore's dead. The Fleshmore's not.
I mean, you might as well. As long as the thing is too, you have to worry about. I don't know what the knight next to him is at. If it puts it down to the point that the Fleshmore could kill it, then it's really risky.
So it looks like he's doing consolidate. He's trying to get around closer to the objective. It just really depends what keywords they've ruled for that middle piece. If it's impassable, of course you can't do it. If it's ruin, just go straight through, no biggie. But then he risks the Death Shrouds getting ruffle stomped upon by the other knight, and that knight has already been hit. It's already been swung in by the Fleshmower. The Fleshmower did sub 6 wounds because he's still got 2 dials on. So that guy's probably sitting at more than 12 wounds. In which case, he moves the Death Shroud around, gets too close to that knight, and that knight can just try and stomp them down, get some free value. And which also leads me to believe that this is where we're going to see the Death Shroud start to swing and see what they do.
Death Shroud's hurt in close combat.
Dude, they're savage. Someone told me that they're -1 to hit when they swing with their big switch, which is correct, but I'm assuming he's going to give them the +1 to hit. If you're going to swing for a knight, chuck all your CP on it. Don't leave it standing. Nothing worse than having a 1 wound freaking knight running around your backfield, being an absolute menace.
Yeah, it's an easy strat. Like if you're -1 to hit, you pay CP and you get +1 to hit. It's just you just do it. You go vets because why not?
Dude, if that knight is alive, he goes up the top profile, walks over the Death Shroud, probably shoots them dead, charges, kills the Hellbrute, taps the PBC, game's over.
Yeah, definitely. Now,
Um,
it looked like the mower was already in combat when we came to this, though, so I feel like it was still there, right?
what do
When
you
we
mean?
first came
Sorry.
over here,
The mower's still there. The mower's already attacked.
it already attacked 'cause I thought it was still in combat.
I saw him dial. I saw him
Oh,
put the dials down on his on the knight that the mower's in combat with. So I
he
assumed.
could shoot because it's a vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, of course, he can just shoot into combat, no problems. Not that you'd bother, because you can just fall back. You're a super heavy walker. You can just fall back,
Mhm.
shoot, charge,
No, I
whatever you
mean
want.
the mower. That's what I'm confused about because it's the Death Guard player's turn, right? So he must have shot it because I don't. I swear it started in combat, so I feel like it shot in close combat.
The flesh mower,
Yeah.
nah, it charged.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think we've got an explosion. I think we've got an
oh yeah,
explosion, my
there's
man.
explosions. Okay, here we go.
It's dead, and I think he's gone for it.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, we can't see it. No.
no, damn it! You're using a dice tray, you professionals.
Stop it. Stop being so
Looks
professional.
like he's pumped some CP. He's going for it. He gets to roll. He gets to roll a blow up on a 4+ with 2d6 range and d6 mortals. Looks like
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
he's
it
hurt
looks like it
himself.
worked. Yeah.
Yikes, big
Okay, let's see
yikes.
what
But I
this
think that's the
does.
right call because
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it looks like he's like about what 5 inches away from like getting 4 things. He'll get the flesh mower on about a 5 or a 6. He gets the flesh mower, the death shroud, the blood, so the foul blightspawn, and the plague marines. That's value. That's
Yeah.
4d6 mortals. You can't put a price on it. Looks like he's dropped down to
Yep.
3 or 2
Down to
wounds left
three.
on the flesh mower. We've
Ooh,
killed
5 more
one.
wounds over the plague.
Oh wow.
See that's already
Two,
worth it now. Killing. Let's see if it
yeah,
kills
He's just
some
killed half
death
the
trap.
unit.
Oh,
He killed
he
one
killed
shots
the
the
character.
Blightspawn. One shots the Blightspawn with the
That
mortals.
was
How many?
very worthwhile.
If
And
he
how
gets
many? Oh,
one,
he's gonna kill
and he
one.
got
He got
one.
one.
He
He
got
got
one.
one.
Mad value. So what was that? That was
That
2 on the
was
flesh mower, 5 on the plague marines, 4 on the Blightspawn, and 3. Wow, that's
that was
value.
100% worth it. Now, mind you, the Death Guard is still gonna get Stranglehold. He is still gonna get a lot of points for this, but that
Yeah,
hurt.
that is big. So now we'll see if the Megara does kill this flesh mower back.
Mhm.
He should, in all reality, he should very, very easily. And
Just
if you'll
making
see,
sure
he's
you
trying to
can't
keep
attack him. Yep.
exactly because he would
He will
totally stomp it.
absolutely do that.
Because in doing so, he would deny stranglehold.
Yep.
I'm not. Hopefully, he's asking
I'm
permission.
just trying to figure out if it's actually in range
Yeah,
to
he's trying to
attack.
figure out where
Oh
the
yeah.
hell
Oh yeah.
the
Definitely.
objective is.
Definitely
He's
there. Yeah.
he's closer than he needs to be. I think
Yeah.
with those death shroud. So no problems whatsoever.
Okay.
I like
Well,
how
that was.
I like how gingerly he did that as well. He was obviously looking at his opponent, being like, "You okay with this? You okay with this?
Can I
You know,
touch this? Can I touch this? Are you
yeah,
okay? Is
want
this
to touch this?
always
Yeah,
always got to ask that when you're touching somebody else's models, especially like
yeah. It's just like
gorgeously painted models like that.
your mate's got a pit bull, and you just being like, "Is this all right?
Can I pet it? Can I pet it? Is it
Can I
gonna bite
pet?
me? Is it
Yeah,
gonna bite me?
is it
Is it
gonna
gonna
hurt?
fall
Yeah."
apart if I touch it?
Oh, what a savage! That explosion needed to happen.
Yeah, it did.
That was a big deal.
It absolutely did.
That lets the mop up, which is probably what's going to happen next turn, is going to be a lot easier now. That knight not dying now, just yeah, like I said, just that one just walks over, goes deep, probably tries to kill the Hellbrute, or if it doesn't try to kill the Hellbrute, kill the PBC, try and get the try and get those shots off the table because once the death shroud are gone, the flesh maul's gone. It's just a hellbrute and just a hellbrute and 2 las cannon shots that are really going to threaten these knights. And he's still got 1 full knight, man.
Yeah,
Like this
it's
is
not
kind of the power.
untouched.
You get to late game with a knight, with a full knight, like you are in the box
Oh yeah,
seat. He's still
you're in
got
a
a
good shot.
Helverin.
Yeah, the
Yeah, he's
Helver's
still got
still
a
alive, I
Helverin.
think. I
Hmm.
can't see it, but I think it's still there.
I'd like to see the Helverin go for the hellbrute.
Yep. That's the target for it for sure. Get rid of
Hmm.
that multi-melta.
Yeah, get that guy down. Then you don't have to use that knight to go
Mhm.
that lane. You can keep it central. Just let it shoot. Just let it charge where it is. Yeah, look, that was big. That explosion, I think, might have
That
been the swing.
explosion, it was actually a big swing. Killing a
Mm.
bunch of killing the character was a big deal. A lot.
Dude, the flesh
Yeah.
mower exploded
There
as
it
well.
goes. There, oh my god.
It took
That
another
is
mortal.
that is
That
just disaster.
that poor knight took wounds when the demon prince exploded, when his friend knight exploded, and now when the flesh mower blood drone exploded as well.
Uh,
What?
that knight better have a sneeze guard on him because there was so much crap flying at him there.
Yeah, he's just got guts like from the waist down. It's just guts.
Just guts. He needs to be rebased now. Steven, you need to rebase
Uh,
that guy. He needs Death Guard guts all over him.
that is so good. All right. update on the top table. Are we able to, if we're able to, that'd be wonderful if we can get a little roam on some of the top tables. Just get a
Yeah,
little bit of a score check in, if that's cool. Just speak to the production proof boys. Update on, sorry, Thomas Reedy. We've had 3 undefeated players with scores come in. Peyton Priest sitting on the top table right now with his 4 wins, 75, 86, 83, 97 on with Drakari. Man, getting a 97 on the Scouring is no mean feat, guys, by the way. I'm just pointing that out.
you gotta like have tabled them or something because that's crazy. That's so
Uh,
many points.
Thomas Reedy, Mr. Goat Boy himself, with his 4 wins, sitting in
Mhm.
second place with Death Guard, and in third place right now we have Jared Gomez with Death Watch, with 4
Death
wins.
Wash at
Dude,
4-0, eh?
his first 2 wins, 43 and 50.
Oh, but
He literally
he's
bought.
constantly going up. He's at 43, 50, 73, 90. He's gonna get to 100 by round 6.
Do you know what that says to me? That says that before the thing, he like went and bought the biggest submarine he could, and he just jumped in that round 1 and said, "See you boys, I'll see you round 5." Jumped in the sub as just like a nice 43, a nice 50. You know,
He
let's not
was
get
just
too
listening to Yellow
crazy.
Submarine the whole time.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
he
Good on
came
him.
here. He knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Dude, you got to pace yourself on this stuff, man. There's no need to go too hard, too crazy, too quick.
Oh, definitely not.
Was into the movement phase for these knights. The topmost knight, the unhampered knight, is going deep. I'm assuming he spent some CP in order to get this middle knight to act at full profile. He's going to stomp right over there, go into the back lines, get rid of those anti-tank weapons, and yeah. Looks like the scores are updated. You want to give us a call? What the scores are sitting at right now, mate?
Scores look at. I mean, we double check them here too. So it looks like Death Guard are still 5 primary, 6 spread the sickness. So he has gotten 2 spread the sickness, which makes sense because those are the 2 back objectives he can do. I'm assuming he hasn't been able to do in the middle one yet. Got the stranglehold for 6. Got strategic scan for 3-2, and of course the
Amazing.
10 points for battle ready. So the knights have 10 primary now. So the 5 primary has still been. Like, and that's what happens in the scouring too. It is very easy to keep your opponent to 5 primary because 5 objectives
Well,
all close together.
it was a really big deal getting those Death Shroud onto
Yeah,
there because that Death
those
Shroud
death
stopped the
shrouds
15. They stopped the
Those death
15, man.
throws got him stranglehold. They stopped the 15. They got so many points, denied so many points. That was just a clutch play, all in
Mm.
all. The grind them down. He did get grind them down because obviously, even with the death of the Warglaive and the one Megara, it is still not more than what he killed.
Mm.
So it's especially after killing the blight spawn with the explosion too, and that also
I'm
gave him another 3 points of assassination. So he's at 9 points of assassination
Yeah.
now, and he
I'm
has 6 for strategic scan.
I'm really curious that he took assassination in this game. Um, just because I think his opponent only has 3 characters.
Well,
So
he
you need
got
to get
max points for it, so he's good to go on
well,
that
he's,
one.
he's got max points for it then, Adam. Yeah, he's
He
only got
got
3
it.
characters. So well, you know you're probably gonna get the Demon Prince. Like he doesn't. Oh no, so he's got 4. He's got a Biologist Putrefier as well. So there's one
Oh,
left
that's right.
to pick up. So that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Don't know where he
Being able
is.
to get 12, that makes it good.
Yeah, 12 is good. And with the Knights, the way this is going for him, he's definitely going to be able to get in there. And if it can find him, I don't know exactly where he is, but he's in trouble because those Knights,
Mm,
he's moving off of his back objectives because he knows that he doesn't need to hold that back one there anymore if he starts taking him off of his. And
exactly
those
right.
those Poxwalkers, they should be dead. Oh, we can see the Helver now. There we go.
Yep. Helverin's coming up. He wants that lane
Helver's
of
coming up
fire.
the
He
middle.
wants the Hellbrute. Like I
Yeah,
said, Helverin goes to the
you
Hellbrute.
called it.
The Big Knight goes into the PBC. The shooting picks up the Death Shroud and the Plague Marines, and then literally the middle of the table is just owned by the Knights. It's gone.
Yeah,
No
I'm
chance, no
curious.
how.
Actually, I gotta look at the strategic scan again. I'm wondering if that Warglaive can actually do it while there's an enemy unit on it. Because I know with like banners and spread the sickness, you can't.
Mm,
But it must be a different objective marker. It's not the only he cannot, so he can't do that. So he's gonna need to kill these guys. He still has turns to do it anyway, so it's not a big deal. That was the one thing I was worried
dude.
about the strategic scan and the knights because using an action on the knights, like you lose a lot of
Mm,
firepower, a lot of punch. But with the Warglaives back in the first turn, I guess because that he got the 6, they were close combat ones, right? So he's not gonna need to do it right away.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, look at it. He's dialing up. He's dialing up that Helverin. He pointed at the Helverin, pointed at the Hellbrute. He knows what's up. 4d3 shots. Looks like he's got 7 shots. Let's see what he gets. He's going to be hit on 3s, wounding on 4s, but he's going to be -1 flat 3 damage. So really quite saucy profile into his Hellbrute. Hellbrute's only got 8 wounds, so he only needs like it's -1 damage, but only needs 4 wounds to go through to pick this up. And it's also a very easy thing for the little guns on the Megaris to pick up. It's actually quite a few little guns on there. Are you able to tell us some of those little profiles? Because we talked about the lightning cannon. We didn't talk about the other little saucy bits they've got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at this profile. Can we see the character actually? I don't know where the that other character went?
Biologist. I'm assuming he's under the overhang on the L in the bottom left hand corner. I'm
Mhm.
assuming he's in that quarter there, just below the PBC. So yeah, the Megara's got two other guns. One of them being a rapid fire 2. Is it a strength 7
Strength
minus
7,
2? Yeah,
-3, 2 damage, and he's got
yeah.
the rad cleanser as well, which is assault 2d6, strength 2, damage 3, but it automatically it's an always wounds on a 2 unless it's a vehicle or titanic. So that's actually a good anti. Actually, that could kill the plague marines pretty easily.
I was about to say that's the Plague Marine killer right
Yeah,
there.
for sure,
Absolutely savage into them. Not so much into the Death Guard, so the Death Strats because they're 2 up save, but Plague Marines that'll pick up a unit, no problems whatsoever.
easily.
Mm. I'm interested to see that this knight has touched the ruin as well. Looks like he's touched the ruin particularly, so maybe he can put his flamer shots through into the poxwalkers, which is probably a good idea. Get them off the table. Remove all the board control this turn. Look, if this turn goes really well for the knights, he can be close to the table in time.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
So many rules. How do we all remember? It's not cover save, so
are able to push the fact that
Rad,
that
lightning.
Okay, means that he's confident that he can push the
Yeah. Oh, look at these bosses. Some people were joking that there was a green screen fail, and no, it wasn't a fail. These guys were trying their asses off to get us a picture of the dice cam because they're freaking champions.
All right.
Alright, so he's gonna do his.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I wasn't.
Oh, wait, go cover. Yeah,
The camera mic is on. Production.
You were gonna rad this guy?
The camera mic is on.
Lightning.
Should be sorted,
That was
yeah,
the
because
dice
they
cam,
set up
yeah,
another
okay.
camera. Because we only have one table going. They pulled the other camera over and set it up over the dice cam, and they've just been adding that. And of course, they forgot to turn the one off. Beautiful. Sorry, it's telling me, Adam, you're wrong. We just used the same screen. We just cropped it out because we're just
Wow.
ballers like that.
He's just getting pro. This is getting better and
Yeah,
better by the
it's
second.
getting good. Oh, and man, so this is. We are not going to be covering another round, guys. By the way, and just to let you know why. We are going to be covering another round.
Oh,
We're not
another
covering
round.
another
Another
game
game.
this round, because both these fine gentlemen, Richard and Val, need to go and get their COVID tests so they can get on the plane in 2 days and go home, which is quite hilarious. But got to do what you got to do in these times, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it makes sense. You want to make sure you can actually go home after this, not have to worry about quarantining us for as long. But in a hotel, in a hotel, no less. You don't even get to go home in quarantine. You have to be in a hotel. Which, I mean, it can be like a little mini vacation, but it's not fun. Let's be honest. Unless you're out playing Warhammer the next day.
It's do you know as soon as so I believe Steve is going to carry the day here. Steve has got this game not quite entirely in the bag, but he's looking pretty strong right now. And do you know what's going to happen when he sits down afterwards? He's gonna be like immediately ask if Frankie lost. And as soon as he hears that Frankie lost, he's going to be, oh, thank God.
Yeah, definitely.
Craze B. 21 Argent Shroud multi-melters is not a thing in my future.
No, absolutely not. I'm not going to be surprised if Goat Boy doesn't get commissioned for some more art for Frontline Gaming now. I don't know if it's going to be in his future now.
Generalismo _ Fred. He's asked who the commentators are. It is I, Adam Camilleri, your current commentator Thanos, because I am inevitable that you will hear my voice at some point every day of the week. But also we have Dustin Henshaw. Dustin, please tell people where you're from if they do not know.
My name is Dustin Henshaw, and I am from the Stud or Scrub podcast. I'm also one of the members of the Team Canada WTC team as well.
I didn't know that. Congratulations, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, not yet for this year. We're still doing tryouts again this year, but I went to Serbia with them 2 years ago with the last ETC. So
did
a
I
lot
hang
of fun
with
doing
you?
that.
Did we hang out? And I do not remember.
I would be a little offended. I mean, you did
because I was there.
You said because you were commentating on the LV Nope and you didn't know me too well, but now you got a whole day to get to know me. So this
That's
is
right.
it's going to be good.
Bringing people together, just bonding.
That's what Warhammer does. It brings people together. And I mean, spoiler alert, I'm a man of simple tastes, and one of my favorite flavors is 40K. So that's why I'm here.
Dude, it's a fantastic flavor. At the moment, it's a little bitter for some people, but they'll get over it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Plague Marines have been picked up. There is only one Death Shroud left out of all the Death Shroud. Of all these 9 Death Shrouds, you got one left. That's the only Terminator hanging strong on the table. I don't know I don't see any wound counters on the Hellbrit, so maybe he did a complete flub there. I mean, this is like 3s to hit, 4s to wound. Here's a 4-up save. It can go horribly wrong, especially on 2d3 shots. But look, in all honesty, one Megara is going to go up, and with 12 tap dances is going to kill those pox bringers at the top. That Death Shroud in the middle is going to get popped either through combat, one way or another. It's probably going down. And then, look, the PBC is not going to be shooting next turn in all likelihood.
Right.
Maybe the Hellbrute doesn't go down. He gets to jump in and swing. But if the Hellbrute doesn't die, I'm assuming the Hellbrute is getting charged, and that's because the Magera, is actually afraid of that in combat.
Yeah, for sure. It can actually do a lot of damage in combat. I don't know exactly how many wounds is that left as well, because he might risk getting hurt, like getting killed by it. I don't think it will, but it looks like he's gonna be charging that Warglaive in to finish off
dude.
the Death Trap.
Yeah. That means we're into the shooting phase. That means the Hellbrute has not gone down. I expect the Hellbrute to be charged by that Magera.
And the Hellbrute didn't even get targeted. I don't think it took any damage.
Yeah, didn't get targeted. Maybe he was shooting at the PBC. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there's a wound dice below our lovely heads.
Oh, yes.
Can I point the right way? Yeah, it's probably wound dice like around there, this area.
We can do this.
We do this. Yeah, we got it together.
There we go. Here we go.
It's one of the funny things I used to do before the LVO. And then before the Nopen, is me and Paul would try and do fusion, Dragon Ball Z fusion on the split screens, and we got it wrong like just about every single time. We picked the wrong direction.
Well, I'm a huge DBZ fan, so we have to try that before this day is out. This is gonna happen.
Beautiful. Someone make a meme of what me and Dustin through fusion would look like. Just transpose it onto Gogeta or whatever.
That would be great. That would make me really happy. That would make all this even better than it already is. It's already pretty awesome.
It's been worth it.
It's been worth it.
Looks like, did he just charge the PBC? I don't think he charged the Hellbrute.
He must have failed the charge. There's no way. Oh, no. Oh, wait. We're getting measurements. So maybe he's thinking of if he's going to charge both of them, or maybe he can get those Poxwalkers if they're too close to the wall.
Yeah, possibly. It looks like he hasn't got into the Hellbrute. So the Hellbrute gets to live, guys. Hellbrute makes it out of this turn, gets to live to fight another day. That is quite saucy.
Not as concerned with it. He wants to get the Plague Burst and maybe the Poxwalkers. It does make sense, because that'll make sure he can get into the Poxwalkers next turn if the PBC goes down. Yeah, he didn't want to risk it that day, because it looks like that would be a longer charge, and it's probably...
if he fails... just lock down and stop the PBC from shooting. It's probably enough. Look, and what's one multi-melter going to do to you now?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the answer is 8 damage, but
the other huge exactly right. The other huge thing about this turn is he's giving the opponent a 0 as long as the Poxwalkers get picked up, and they should get picked up. I mean, it's 12 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling, winning on 2s. Yeah. Yes.
So, because it's crash, they'll be rerolling all the hits, so they should go down. They shouldn't survive this, and if they do, that's actually a big deal, because it'll get them a lot more points. But if they go down, it's I think that's the writing on the wall at that point.
Yeah, exactly right. As soon as in Scouring, as soon as you can only hold one objective in Scouring, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked.
And he lost all his mobility. Like what's down there is Poxwalkers, PBC, and a Hellbrute. They are not known for their speed or mobility.
Yeah, exactly right. And anybody at home, any budding or new competitive players, always check to see if Scouring is on your mission pack. If Scouring is on your mission pack, make sure you write your list. Make sure you take a list that can play the freaking Scouring.
Yeah, the Scouring a lot of tournaments will not have it, but the 9-round tournaments, it's going to happen at least once.
It's going to happen, man.
It's going to happen. You have to be ready for it. And the Scouring is brutal. Like, you have to be ready for it.
Someone's pointed out that he may have not shot the Hellbrute. He may have elected to not shoot it in exchange for doing the strategic scan. And look, points are a big deal now. Points are a big deal, because you still got 2 more rounds. You're getting closer and closer into that Shark Tank area. The round 5, round 6 here. We're really going to see our top 8 come and coalesce for our day 3. And look, if you want to be in it, points matter now. Points matter, especially if you're a night player, because you gotta factor in the fact that you might just run into that brick wall. Could be Admech with 8 freaking chickens that just goes first, and wow, pack up my stuff, let's go home. So you need to get the big points where you can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something you need to keep in mind too. And I'm not sure if it did. I think it did shoot. Maybe it shot at the Death Trap, because he has a 6 points on strategic scan already. So I doubt that he got it with the Warglaive in the middle already. It had to have been his back 2 objectives, because you have to hold it until your next turn. I figure it must have shot. Maybe it whiffed. I mean, Helverins, they have good shooting, but because they're only -1 against Death Shrouds that are going to be a 2-up save, and if that is actually a crate, then they would have cover too, so they'd be a 2-up save against it.
Yeah, exactly right. Looks like I think he's done the big swing. I think he's done the Hecaton Siege claw swings into the PBC, because I saw him only swinging with a couple of models, a couple of swings, and looks like he has got 2 wounds going through, so there will be 6 down to 5. That's probably 10 wounds taken off that PBC. Looks like we're activating with the top Magera now. Looks like we've got the top one now. We're going to stick with this and see the end of this combat, and then we might go and go switch over to the round results and just start seeing how our
Mhm.
top echelon is coalescing. My man, have you played against Majeras much?
I have played against them a few times, and actually, my podcast partner and co-host Jesse started to use them too. So I have played them, and they're
Mm.
scary.
So this Megara just tap danced for 10 hits with the 12 attacks with the rerolls, and looks like he has got 9 wounds go through. There will be a no save, 3 sixes needed to survive
Mhm.
each single one. So at that point, you just kind of pick him.
Yeah, you just pick them.
I wonder if he's got any left though, because it was only 9 wounds. If he had a full 10 man there, he has 1 guy left, which actually is a big deal. But I thought there might have been 1 or 2 picked up in the shooting phase also. So we'll see. If we can get an update, if Val, our lovely production man, is able to go and see how Mr. Lennon's game, Mr. Naden's game is going, and our I can't remember who's on our third table on table 3, but if you can check that one up too, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic, mate.
Uh, Table 2 is Brandon Valley and Colin McDaden. Table 3 is Sean Naden and Jake Jacobson. And then Don
Fantastic.
Houston and Matthew Gay are on table 4.
All over it, brother. Seeing how Don Houston is going would be quite interesting. That is, so we have got a definitely a 4-0 Death Guard player. We could have another one in Don Houston, but I do believe this one is going to be going down. But dude, it's legit that the Death Guard are holding so strong in this event.
The
It's
Death
actually
Guard are doing
quite
great.
impressive. Lennon.
Uh,
So it's our top 3 tables right now is John Lennon versus Scott Thompson, Brandon Valley versus Colin McDade, Sean Naden versus Jake Jacobson, and Don Houston's on table 4 versus Matthew Gaia. Or is it Gaia? I would love to get scores from those tables, man. I think Val's off for a bit of a run for us.
I think he's gone off to get those updates for us because we want to know what those top tables are doing.
Yeah, I really want to know. 2 fists on the table for Tyler. He's really just like,
Well, what do I do now?
Yeah, he's in a bit of a rough spot here, man. In all likelihood, he can kill this bottom knight in 1 turn. Look, the entropy cannons. I said it right. Yes, entropy cannons need to shoot into combat and do a couple of wounds. I need to do like 4 or 5 wounds, and then maybe the Hellbrute can go in and do the rest. It's going to have 4 attacks on the charge, or has it got 5 on the charge? No, it just has 5 base now, I think, because the Hateful Assault got rolled into its profile.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3, so what? If you're lucky, 4 hits, and then you're going to be taking it down to toughness 7. It's going to be strength 12, so 3's to wound again. Unfortunately, not 2s. So look, you're going to get 3 or 4 wounds, 3 damage each. You can do 6 to 9 wounds there. Not outside the realm of possibility. So look, possibly he can do a comfortable 12 wounds to that knight, but we don't know how many's left. He could have like 13 left, and he's just like meaningless.
Unless he gets lucky with the multi-melt if the Plague Burst falls back and he takes his pot shot with the multi-melt. He could do that, but I don't know. I might be a little worried about the Overwatch at this point too if he pulls back. So
dude, that's the thing. Yeah.
But the only thing is, what other choice do you have? You have to kill that knight. You're not going to get primary anymore. You don't have the bodies for it. So I don't think Tyler's going to be able to come back from this. But I think he wants to get as many points as he can still.
Gut check for Tyler. He took strategic scan. Had he taken Titan Hunter? How much do you get for your first big knight kill? Yeah, it's 8 points now.
I think it's 8 points, and then it goes
it's 8 points.
10 to 12. I think.
Yeah,
maybe actually it goes higher than that now. They changed it so it even get more. So
yeah, but
it would have been 100% would have been better.
Yeah, 100% wouldn't be better. Just have 1 knight killed. Even bring it down, because he's killed 2 Armigers and 1 big knight. That'd be 6 points as well, which would be double what he's got on strategic stand right now.
1 big knight's 2 Armigers, and the big knight's worth 3 because it's over 20.
Of course, yeah. So he gets 7 for that.
Yeah. So either one of those would actually be a good choice, because I get why he didn't want to go for it, because he doesn't want to rely on having to kill those knights. But the thing is, when you're fighting that many knights, you have to.
That's the thing. Yeah. So the strategic stand for the knights, I don't mind, because they're an army that needs to bully you, smash you in order to win the game anyway. So you're doubling down on clearing off and getting to do those things. But I don't think Tyler needed to play into that, needed to go head to head into that, knowing that the Knights have to play that way in order to win, especially on the freaking Scouring, man. They have to come at you.
Oh, they have to. There's no choice. They're going to be out in the open too.
So Stranglehold, I don't mind. You have the obsec advantage, no big deal there. Spread the sickness, that's cool. It's probably should be a comfortable 9 if this isn't happening to you. Right. He had another unit of Death Shroud in reserve. They've just come down above the topmost Megara. I assumed that one got picked up early because we didn't see those when you translationed over to this game initially. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. If they get a charge, that's a full healthy knight. They're not killing that guy, and in fact, they're probably just dying in return. I'd prefer to see that go into the home knight, the one at home, and then you pull back the PBC behind that if they are able to go
Yeah.
in and screen it off from another charge, and then try and pop the Hellbrute, the Helverin on the bottom right hand corner with the multi melter, and then charge in the Death Shroud and the Hellbrute into the middle, so the left hand Megara.
Yeah, I think he's relying a lot on these Death Shroud to do a lot of work and survive against that Megara. Then.
That's what it was. Yeah, it's 4, 8, 12. So it's only 4 points for your first Titan Slayer point.
Right, 4, 8, 12.
It's still one more.
8 still would have been better because he probably can kill this other one.
Yeah, exactly right. We've got an update from Val. He's just going to pipe to us some scores. Houston's up 19-17, bottom of turn 3. That's on table 4.
Top of turn 3.
11-3, Naden's away, top of turn 3 in his game also. And he hadn't scored his next round, so they hadn't chucked down primary for his turn 3 yet, which makes sense.
Like the John Lennon game is actually really close too.
Yeah, that's it. So Val told us about that one first, and I was waiting to see if he was just going to stream of consciousness and I wasn't going to miss it. But yeah, looks like John Lennon's in a tough game as well. And look, they're all going to be tough games from here on out, guys. There's no more easy runs here if you're going to stay undefeated.
Now the Shark Tank is now open. Everybody's diving in, so you have to be careful who you're playing, and you got to know, especially on the Scouring too. It is some maybe struggle on it.
This is the big gut check mission. Like, I love that it's like first of day 2. You don't want to have this like game 6, yeah? Everyone's exhausted, everyone's tired, and they're like, gotta play the Scouring. Oh, this is the worst.
First mission on day 2. I think that's a good time for it. Everybody's awake, but they're gonna be sad the rest of the day because they just played it, but they're also happy they don't have to play it again.
It looks like he's overwatched looks like he has overwatched against the Death Shroud. We just saw a wound counter chucked on them. This looks like a lightning cannon shooting that's going in. He's got 3 hits because he popped a 6, which is 2 additional hits. Yeah, looks like he's got 3 wounds as well. 4 up invulns. Oh, he failed them all. No, that's 2 dead. That's 2 dead Death Shroud right there. Wowee. You're a bad man. You're a bad man, Steve. Oh, so even if that Death Shroud makes the charge, he doesn't stop the 15. Because it's hold 2, he's holding the middle, he's holding the bottom right, and then there's 2 contested, so he still holds 2 holds more. Yeah, wow.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
So the score on the Lennon game was 19-13, Lennon's way, but it was really very close. Oh, so that's the Houston game. What was the score, Val? No problems. Hellbrute has taken wounds as well. We were unable to see that that dice roll, and it's charged. It looks like it estimated the charge in. Is he doing any other charges? He's got 2 dice in his hand. It looks like he's going for another charge. It's an 11, whatever it is. Hope that was a Death Shroud. It wasn't. It was his Poxbringers, his Poxwalkers charging the Knight. That's an interesting decision.
Well, they can do mortal wounds.
They can do mortals. That's true.
I mean, he needs everything he can to put in there. He needs to kill it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It has to die.
So the Death Shroud failed, obviously. I just had to point it out by Lonely Sandbar in addition. Thanks very much, my man. Dude, he might as well be our table boss, Lonely Sandbar. He's all over this.
You want to be our table boss, buddy? You're helping us.
Yeah, we'll do it. What are you doing?
What are you doing the rest of the
Texas? Yeah. But yeah, dude, like it's surprising amount of mortals you can do from Poxwalkers. It's actually pretty impressive. If you don't know it's going to happen to you, you're just like, oh, yikes, that was unexpected and horrible.
Well, I mean, it's not easy to do it, but they definitely have the capability of doing a lot of them. And when it happens, they're like, oh, well, damn, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah. Guess I'm dead. Guess I'll die now.
I'll just go quietly. And then he's going to explode and kill everything again. Because that's
dude. Yeah, if he's got the CP. I haven't seen any CP. I haven't seen any CP counters on top of anything to indicate. I see 1 yellow dice on top of the L-shaped ruin in the bottom middle of the screen to indicate what they've got. But I haven't seen anything for the knights. So they might have a dial off screen or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. It looks like surely the Hellbrute goes
Hellbrute's
first.
In. Yeah, for sure. You gotta do the damage with the Hellbrute. Is he re-rolling his hits with it? Oh, because I hope so, because he just missed. He's not re-rolling. Oh no, the Hellbrute whiffed.
Ooh, that's a paddling.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it looks like
That's a
that
problem.
knight's not dying, and now that knight no longer needs to attack the Hellbrute. That
Yeah.
knight just is like, well, I just kill the
So I
Poxwalkers now.
don't need to interrupt now. I'll just sit here and wait my turn.
Yes. Yeah. So look, Steve's going to get a 15. He's going to get. Oh, what's he got for grinded down this turn? He killed the.
Killed the Poxwalkers. He killed the Death Shroud. No, that
Death
was
Shroud,
last
and he
turn.
killed
No,
and
the
he
Death
killed the
Shroud was
Plague
last turn, wasn't it?
Marines. No, it was this turn. This turn. So
It
he's
was
got 3
this turn,
kills
yeah,
this
Death Shroud
turn.
and the Plague Marines. He killed 3, so there's no way he can't.
Yeah, there's no
He's getting
freaking
grinded
way.
down for sure.
Yeah. So he's getting grinded down for sure. Strategic Stand remains to be seen, and Assassination remains to be seen as well. That Biologic Putrefier, somebody pointed out that a single model did get picked up earlier in the Knight's turn, and somebody said to me it could be that Putrefier. So it could be that he's got another 3 on Assassinate to come as well. But as it sits right now, he's picking up a minimum of like 20 points in his next turn. Looks like he did go for the Poxwalkers. They're attacking now. I don't think they did a damn thing. They're still attacking. Apologies.
Oh, we got
We have an
update.
update from the John Lennon game. What's the scoreline, brother? It's 47-15 for Mr. John Lennon after scoring on his turn 3. He went first.
He went first. So
So
we're still waiting on his opponent's score then. So it's still pretty close.
yeah. But I mean, we got told that was we were told it was the close game, and then John goes and gets like 25, 30 points in his next turn.
Oh, thanks, John. Now we just threw everything off. Now we don't know what to think.
Yeah, now John, we just think everyone's lying to us.
Yeah, great.
He's, This is good, Val. Leave us here. We're just going to be calling the last couple of minutes of this game. Then we'll be checking out, guys, resting our thoroughly well-worked voice boxes in anticipation, letting the excitement build for our round 5.
Fixing our green screens that may or may not have fallen down during the stream.
Yeah, what are you held up by? What, thumbtacks and hope? What's
That's
going on there?
Well, they're like clips and stuff, but then when the cats get crazy, then things just get knocked over and everything is exposed behind me. Luckily, my man cave is full of Warhammer models anyway, so that's all you're seeing now. Still,
here comes the tap dance from the Knight. If he's tap dancing, that means I don't think he's going for the PBC or the Hellbrute. Looks like he's just going to be trying to pump down those Poxwalkers.
Yeah, the
looks like he's got.
Which one? I think there's the only thing on the objective too, so that's just not that holding one is going to help too much, but it just kind of ensures that nothing else is going to happen there.
Looks like he's got so he didn't charge, so he's not getting rerolls, is he?
No, he's not getting the rerolls.
That's why he only had 9 hits. This was the wounds. I think he's got about 6 or 7 wounds. He only had 5 wounds.
Oh no, he did get charged because it counts if he gets charged too, doesn't it?
Oh really? Yeah. Something I thought Cross was only if you charge. That's all good.
I think it's just first round of combat. Even like heroic, I think still gets it.
No, I do think he went for the. I think he went for the Hellbrute. Yeah, he did. He picked up the Hellbrute. Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I saw him pick up. Yeah, on the tap dance, I saw him pick up 2s to wound. I'm like, he can't be going for the Poxwalkers. So he takes away the killing power. The PBC is still tapped, and yeah, off to the races. I only see 1 dice on the back of that Knight, though, man.
Oh really? Is that
so? I only see one dial dice on D10, so it is pretty beat up. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's still like it can still go down, but
no, not this point. It's the Knight's turn now.
It's fine.
The Knight falls back. They wipe him. He's just got a handful of Poxwalkers in a single PBC. Like if they wanted to shake you out, like there'd be no hard feelings.
No, definitely not. I think Tyler's played a great game, but the Knight started kind of pulling away. He made some good moves.
What went wrong there? Do you think?
See, I don't know for sure where he lost too much of his power early on. I don't know if he was maybe overly aggressive with the Fleshmore. I think he needed to hold that a little bit more. But the thing is, the Fleshmore isn't as useful in this matchup unless he's going forward and like contesting objectives and trying to deal as much damage as he could. And it did kill an armor driller. Let's be real. We didn't expect that to happen. It still happened. So he used it well. But I feel like he got hemmed into his zone too quickly by the Knights, and the Knights could just keep pushing forward, and he couldn't push back.
Yeah, I feel like he needed to have all his. Now that I know there was a unit of Death Shroud in reserve, I really think they should have started on the table. Yeah. If anything was going to go into reserve, from my mind, you outflank the Plague Marines.
Yes, the Plague Marines are definitely what you want to do that with.
Outflank the Plague Marines, get them on to the whichever side only has the Helverin sitting on it. get the Plague Marines over to that side. You know, shoot down the Helverin with whatever you can, and then the Plague Marines just get to set that objective for free. It usually works out okay. But you know, maybe he didn't see that, or he found the triple. The fact that it was on, you know, Scouring, and the fact he could put like a Megara on each of his home objectives at any time is just pretty terrifying. So up into mop up mode. This will just be the bottom of the last turn. Look, we could probably check out at any point here, but the fact is we don't have a production crew right now, so.
We got a production crew again.
Look, we're going to take the break while we can. This is an easy cruisy end of you know, bottom of turn. So is it top of turn 4? I think, or is this top of turn 5?
Turn 4, I believe.
So we joined him. We joined him in the Knight's turn at the Death Guard turn 1. The Knights moved up. Then bum. Yeah, this is top of 4. So look, there's no chance that Death Guard doesn't get tabled. We can probably check out at this point. I expect Steve to walk away with this in a high 70s for this win, seeing as he's going to get he got 15 this turn. He's going to get 15 on last. That's another. He's going to end on 40 for his primary, which is it's damn respectable for the Scouring guys. Just going to point that out.
He'll get if he has another character in there. I haven't seen the character yet either, but if he does get the other character, he will be getting 13 on the assassination, because he'll get an extra point for killing the Warlord as well.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah, he does exactly. We're going to check out. Sounds like Val needs to get moving and shaking. He's going to plug in our cameras, get all those charging, so they stay strong the rest of the event. We'll be back with our round 5 coverage. I think about an hour and a half. We've been late, consistently late, so don't be surprised if it's closer to 2 hours. But we will see you then, guys. Mwah.
See you soon.